I want to hear from you. It is simple as that. I had a nice voicemail over the weekend that Deputy Dan sent me that I listened to today. If you recall, Friday, we had a guy call in saying his mother, I believe his mother's name was Diana. I might be getting the caller and the woman mixed up, but it was an incredible story, and we're digging more into it. Daphne, do you remember that call? And then we gave that phone number out on the air. Was that Diana?
Yeah,
Who was the caller?
It was actually Laura, the daughter, that called in. The son, I don't believe, called in at all.
I'd like to get them back on. They left a message. The son of, I believe, Diana, who possibly was stealing money from this 72-year-old woman. We had someone call in. It was a guy, though. It was absolutely a guy, Daff, on Friday, and said, hey, my mother lives in this apartment complex, and gosh dang it, this other woman that lives there as well, who I believe is in her 60s, somehow swindled her out of her car for $1. Apparently sold her car to this other woman for $1. Then on top of that, which is amazing, the other thing that happened on that is her stimulus check of $1,200 suddenly was missing. Well, the son called from that woman, and I would like to try to get him on the line in a little bit. But if you have any questions, anything, 303-713-8255. Get those lines going for me. 303-Martino. We are up on Facebook, thank goodness. We had a little technical difficulty right before the show, but I think we're good. So Deputy Dan's here, Deputy Doc's here. We're ready to go. You've got a problem. You've been ripped off. I want to hear from you. 303-713-8255. Daff, what was that? I saw that on JM Roofing. Who is that?
Yeah, all of a sudden she dropped off. I'll need to maybe have the phones rebooted. But you are totally correct. I looked at my notes. It is Dean. The mom was Laura. Just can't.
I would like to talk to Dean again because Laura was who? Was Laura the woman?
Laura is his mother.
Laura is, I'm sorry,
she got tricked into selling her car for $1.
So, Laura, put those up on the notes for me. So, Laura is the woman that got tricked. I would like to talk to the actual caller, again, Dean. And then I'm going to have Deputy Dan grab that voicemail. Hopefully that guy left a phone number. I'd like to get him on. Because what he is saying, check this out, Daff. He is saying that, oh, no, they're really good friends. My mother would never do that. It's not fair, blah, blah, blah. So I would love to get that side of the story. I mean, I really would. That's the deal. All right, 303-713-8255. I'm trying to think what else is going on. Hey, Doc, that mic's not going to work. What is the interesting information? That's Deputy Doc over there. But, Doc, hold on a second. I'm going to give you this.
No, he can talk now. I'll just tell you.
Go ahead, tell me.
That the number of cases
Yep.
are going up dramatically.
I saw that. The number of cases of COVID, and I even read this morning, anywhere from 10 to 24 times what they think it is now.
And the death rate is going down significantly.
Why do you think the death rate's going down? Because we're getting better at treating it?
Better treating it, number one. And they don't know if the virus is weakening, but certainly the ability, we've learned a lot about how to treat it.
So, in other words, how about that one drug Trump was talking about all the time?
Remdesivir?
Are they still using that to treat it?
They're using remdesivir, and they're using the steroids.
It's the same thing that Clint's on, and I'm trying to get Clint to call in, too.
What do you mean Clint's on? Deputy Clint is actually on that drug?
Well, he got it in Mexico. His whole family is. Yep, his whole family have been taking it, and they all are doing great.
You know, I'm convinced we're going right at 2 o'clock to get our test. We're going to see if we had it. We traveled the country for the last 30 days.
I hope you did. My girlfriend that lives in Grand Lake said that where you guys stayed in Granby is just rampant with COVID. Yeah, exactly where you stayed. Because I was talking to her this weekend, and she said that place has been infested with it.
That's so weird. It was pretty cool up in Granby, to be quite honest. So it kind of seemed, I don't want to say it was wide open. You had to wear a mask into restaurants. Most people were 6 feet away. Everything was actually just like Vegas. The worst part, honestly, we just got back from Breckenridge. Breckenridge was pretty strange. Downtown Breckenridge, they shut down the entire street, and they put up tables everywhere so people could eat outside. But you couldn't even go into a restaurant. I mean, it was kind of bizarre like that. You would walk in, and most of them only sat outside, so if it was raining or anything like that, you weren't going to eat. But then outside of Breckenridge, going to Keystone, going to other places around there seemed kind of wide open. I mean, that
Did you see any Corvettes in Breckenridge?
No,
a whole bunch of Corvettes?
Why?
Oh, there was a Rick, my husband, was in a Corvette rally that drove up to Breckenridge while you guys were there.
So you guys
on Saturday.
Did you go up or just Rick?
I didn't. We had a concert at our house, so I had to get ready for the big social distancing concert.
Oh, my goodness. All right, listen, 303-713-8255. Tell Aunt I want to take this break early. I want to try to fix something in the other room. So, Aunt, let's take this break. If I need to do any spots, put them up for me. But let's take a quick break. Everybody, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. I am in the mood to go after people. We'll be right back.
Clear.
Okay.
All right, about 30 seconds till you have Master Rooter and Joe Lazara. Master Rooter's coming up about 30 seconds, all right?
Bringing your favorite Red Table Talk episodes to podcast. I want to introduce you to two of the most important women in my life. My mom, Gammy. She's really old school.
I never wanted you to be in that situation. Like, not date Will at all.
And then we have my daughter, Willow.
I'm going to be like my ancestors and just do what I need to do.
Listen to the
All right, 8 seconds till Master Rooter. Here we go.
and Westbrook Audio on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Master Rooter, these are the guys. 24/7 emergency service. They're great plumbers, and they have great prices. That's the best way to describe them. Great plumbers with great prices. Full service, plumbing, and they actually do HVAC as well. But if you ever need a sewer line replacement, and I hope you don't, these guys beat the competition hands down. And if you just need a faucet installed, they're really good guys too. Great plumbers, great prices. 720-434-3406. Master Rooter, 720-434-3406.
Have you still clear? About 1 minute till your Joe Lazara. That'll be a long, by the way.
Historic lows. So take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.125 rate and APR with our no closing cost 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial, a trusted lender for over 20 years. Even if you refinanced in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3.125 rate and APR won't last long, and our new Fast Track loan process can get it done in record time. So call today, 844-425-3669. That's 844-425-3669. It's the biggest.
Yep, coming up here in about 13 seconds.
All right,
Joe Lazara long.
425.
Yep, Joe Lazara long.
That's 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
All right, 4th of July is coming up, and I hope you do not drink too much. If you find yourself in a position where you got a DUI, you need to write this number down. His name is Joseph A. Lazara. He's a criminal defense attorney. He's a great guy. I've known him forever. This guy can help you out, whether you were wrongly accused or maybe you did it. He's going to be able to go to the DA. He's going to be able to go to whoever you're dealing with, including DMV. Do you know if you refuse to take a breathalyzer, you could possibly lose your license for up to a year? You got to have a good attorney that'll fight for you, because believe me, if you have a good attorney, it's going to end up in a better position than if you go at it alone. So write this number down, Joseph A. Lazara. Ready? Here we go. 303-429-6200. Put it in your purse. Put it in your wallet, your glove box. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200.
All right, you're clear.
All right.
Burning with fever. We had to get him to an emergency room.
Yeah, that's all I do. I use a stone as my, use one of his talks.
Put your pants on. We're going to the hospital.
So this Mark's dead? Yeah, Mark's plugged in.
And how long do I have?
Into the car. And the drive to the hospital.
Laura didn't know about Dispatch Health, a company that delivers high-quality medical care to you in the comfort of your own home. No getting out of a sick bed. No crazy driving to an emergency room. No endless.
Okay, you guys can hear it. Tell me when music comes.
Just send your request, and our medical team makes a house call.
The waiting room was packed. It was getting worse by the minute.
When you're sick, every minute counts. Log on to dispatchhealth.com today and be prepared for almost any medical emergency. DispatchHealth.com is how quality medical care makes a house call. That's DispatchHealth.com. Dispatch Health accepts Medicare and most major insurance.
Here's what we're going to do. When, like, are you on Snowball right now? Okay. So, when break comes, we're going to unplug this one. I'm going to put my dual in, and then we'll have that mic that'll be on.
Okay. But like I said, the Snowball will work, though.
No, not for on air. The Snowballs doesn't go through that. It's not on air.
It takes forever.
You follow what I'm saying?
No, if I put it on air.
No, but it's only us here.
Okay.
The listeners can't hear.
Right. On Facebook and YouTube.
You guys want a drink or anything?
I wasn't sure what you had. So Facebook and YouTube would be able to hear it, but not the
membership.
But not anybody else.
Add the Honey app to your browser once for free. It takes just 2 clicks. Then shop like you always do.
Just 2 clicks?
That is
so awesome.
So that one in there,
Listening to the professionals.
when I was plugged in there, everything was double. I would go hello would go back in my ears. There was no way I was going to be able to take a call.
Sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and file fast.
It is going to be a breezy but very hot day today. The high 95 degrees, normal high 80.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. That
we're back in
camera.
30 seconds.
31 pinpoint weather meteorologist Brooks Garner.
There's still time left to get your taxes done. Fast, easy, and stress-free.
I like
EY prepare your taxes for you with
You don't
Tax
like
Chat
them?
by
Well,
EY.
why?
Connect with an EY Tax Pro right now at tax.chat. Download the EY Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT. When he's not talking about it, he's tweeting about it.
Do you Twitter? Don't take out any loans.
Mark, you there? We're back on 10 seconds.
And stay connected with all of Denver's talk stations.
This works. This is so identical, it doesn't even
Mark,
throw
are
me
you
off.
there? We're back in 10 seconds.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Okay, cool.
I think we're back on Q over here.
At khout.com.
That's the phone number, 303-713-TALK. Daphne's trying to get Dean on. I'd love to hear that. Dustin's got a comment on the impact of COVID on small business. Dustin, what say you?
Hey, first of all, long-time listener down here in the Springs. I became a truck driver, so I've been hauling relief for all this, so I haven't been able to listen to you much, but I'm glad to hear everyone's doing good. I just had a quick thought for you.
Yeah.
My favorite comic store right here in Colorado Springs.
Comic
when
store?
First
What do you mean,
started,
like comic books?
Yeah, they have like comic books, board games, collectible cards, things like that.
Hey, you know what? Is that downtown, Colorado Springs, on that main drag downtown, and they sell some magic tricks and other crap like that?
Yes, sir, it is.
I've been in there. That's a cool little shop. When I say crap, I mean just all kinds of weird trinkets. But I think I bought my kid, years ago I bought him something out of that store. But anyhow, keep going, man. How is that place doing? Are they open now?
So they are open. They have had to, they're struggling. They don't know if they're going to make it. And my quick comment to you is people were allowed to pile into Walmart, to Targets, and all this.
Yeah, but
my favorite little comic store wasn't able to have 2 people in there. They hardly ever had a full house in there.
Dustin, the other stuff is, there's definitely, when it comes to grocery stores, they're essential. I mean, you can't argue that compared to a comic book. You have to be able to buy food and protein in order to survive as a human, man.
Well, absolutely. But they ordered all of these closures to stop the spread, and I don't think that people piling into a grocery store would impact that. I just don't understand how the comic book store wasn't able to follow all guidelines and let 1 to 2 people in at a time in the store. They still had to close.
What? I don't even think.
It's just fishy.
Listen, man, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it matters, and here's what I mean. I think you're right, and Tom's been saying this for a while, but I think the reality is, even if you were in a Walmart with a mask, I think it's very possible you got it. There's a lot of people that got this COVID, had zero symptoms whatsoever, and now they're testing people left and right. They're saying it's 10 to 24 times the amount of people. So I get what you're saying about the comic book store, but if we go back in time, no one knew. No one knew that shutting this down or shutting down the economy for a while would end up so bad. It's horrible. Now, did the guy that owns the comic book store, did they actually go in and try to get a PPP loan? Did they do an SBA loan? Did they try anything?
They tried, and they got the runaround. I mean,
see, I don't understand that part. We had a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people. I'll give you a perfect example. North Side Pizza in Breckenridge. You guys hear us talk about Integra Insurance. Integra is owned by John Jones and his wife, Day. Their son owns his pizza joint up in Breckenridge. In fact, we were just there over the weekend. Really nice place, but he was terrified. He applied for the loan. He ended up getting the loan and getting funded within, within 2 or 3 weeks. And we're talking a couple $100,000 plus. I mean, this guy really nailed it. People out there that did not jump on that money when it was available, I think, are crazy. And there's a lot of people that didn't, and they're going to be singing the blues. Dustin, I do appreciate your call, and I understand exactly what you're saying, and I do agree with you as far as why didn't they allow other things. My answer is they didn't know. They simply didn't know. I bet if Trump, I bet if our governors, I bet if a lot of people could go back in time at this point, they would actually do things different. At least I'd hope they do things different. I think shutting down the economy, and when we get that other mic up, I want to quiz Doc on that, but I think shutting down the economy to stop the spread simply did not work, and here's why. Because now we're reopening, and it's spreading, and it's going crazy again. We might as well have got it done 3 months ago. It's one of these things, I'll tell you, every 100 years, forever, this stuff happens. I don't know what you do about it. It sucks. 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when a line's open. One's open right now. Alex, what's going on with you, man?
All right, man. I'm from Ohio, so I got in this car accident. I was late on my insurance payment, so at that time my insurance was canceled. So
wait a minute. When you got hold on a second, Alex. When you got into the accident, it was your fault and you had no insurance. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what happened?
So anyways, are you talking about the accident? You want to know about the accident?
I'd like to know, actually. Yeah, what happened? You ran into somebody?
Okay.
You T-boned them? What happened?
Yeah, I was on 75, and I was merging on I-70. It was raining, the roads were wet, and I seen traffic was, stopped. So I tried slamming my brakes, and I tried merging to the right lane to get around this guy. My car ended up sliding back into his lane, and I hit his car, his back driver's side door.
How much damage?
And I just kind of screwed up his back door.
Yeah, but how much money? How much were
door.
The estimates? What were we talking here?
That I had no idea. The cops came because I called my insurance company, and before the cops showed up, I'm like, man, I gotta get insurance, and
they probably
I got
sell it to you after the fact. I like that, though. You wait till you get in an accident, then you go buy the insurance.
I know, man.
Hey, Obamacare allowed that. That's the only thing I've ever seen it. But how can we help you today? What's going on, man? So you didn't have insurance.
Well,
did you end up paying for the vehicle to get fixed, or did the guy get screwed?
That I have no idea. I got a call from USAA saying, hey, you're getting sued for $6,000, and and if you don't resolve this, you're going to get your license suspended and your registration.
Alex, here's what happened.
So it's a collection.
Well, hold on. Here's probably what happened, I should say. So you got into this accident. You caused roughly $6,000 worth of damage, maybe less than that. And what happened was he turned it into his own insurance because he probably had full coverage, or he had uninsured motor vehicle, which you were. So his insurance company paid for it, and now they're coming after you to get that money back. That's what's going on. So do you have the money to pay it?
I mean, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to, not get my license suspended, if that's the case.
So Kansas, I assume you're in Colorado now. Kansas reached out to DMV here in Colorado, and they're threatening to suspend your license?
Or USAA, the insurance company.
Well, USAA...
They're threatening to send out the documents
to... USAA can't suspend your license. Are they threatening to go to the state?
Yeah, they're threatening to go to the state. And they said they already sent the documents out to the state. So they said, you need to hurry up and resolve this before,
you know what I'd like to do?
License.
Daphne, I'd like to get Joe Lazzara on and ask him a couple questions about this. I don't know what they could do to take your license away. I assume they can, and I'm trying to think through it in my head, but I'm not positive them sending something saying you didn't have insurance in Kansas, although we probably do have a pact with Kansas. But let's try to get Joe Lazzara on for that. Let's put Alex back on hold. 303-713-8255. We have one line open, 303-713-TALK. Don't forget 303 Martino works on and off the air. And Larry, what's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm been dealing with some false complaints about me and my service dog, which I have videos to dispute and to keep the truth out to where people can see the false statements.
Well, I appreciate you getting... Hold on a second,
yeah.
Larry. You got to the point real quick, but I need a little bit of background. We got to paint a picture
I was just going to give you that.
So
when I first moved in here back in May of 26, I got the keys, and I hired people to get my stuff out of storage. Moved in on the 10th of June, and noted that they did not have, I'm in a wheelchair. I was born disabled.
Okay, so wait a minute, though. You're moving into a new apartment, right?
Yeah, I moved from Minnesota back to Colorado.
Okay,
I used
so
to be out here.
You go to the new apartment and you find out what? It's not wheelchair accessible?
No, they don't have any handicap signs for reserved parking for people who have disabilities.
I got you.
So
Zero
I go through that.
I thought you had to have handicap signs.
Yeah, and this is a state-funded building, and they're using state laws.
So what is it, HUD?
Yeah, HUD. I'm on a Section 8 voucher, so
yeah, I got you.
when I move in here, they're supposed to have handicap parking for people that can drive and are disabled like I am.
Can I get a handicap parking space? What do they say?
Oh, they did not deny me, but it took 6 weeks, and they are not using the blue signs, which are of the federal type they're supposed to use, because this is a federally funded building. They have 3 other buildings here, and it's called Highland West Community.
Larry, what are they using? You said they're not using the blue signs. Whether I don't even know if I care, but I'm curious. What are they using?
White signs with black lettering with a number on it that coincides with the number on the space.
And that irritates you enough to where you're still unhappy. They got it taken care of for you within 6 weeks.
No, that's not the issue. The issue is I was trying to explain who is managing here that they do not have this when I moved in, and they're supposed to because they refurbish. Well, they have it because of me, having them to filing in the RAA.
So what are your other problems with this place?
Okay, they're making, because I also asked for more cameras to be secure out here because people are having their cars broken in and stolen.
Out there? Hold on. Put him on hold. Larry, here's what I want to do. I do want to help you. I'm not kidding. So, Daphne, who is our person over that handles service dogs and ADA and the compliance? Who is she? What's her name?
I am drawing a blank.
You know who I'm talking about, though? She always comes on, and we talk about service dogs, and there's one other animal that you can use, and it's a small pony. She's on all the time.
I know. You're thinking of your wife, Suzanne, who is so good about knowing all of these names.
I know.
She's so good. She blows my mind.
We got to figure that out because I want that woman to come on and address some of these issues because I actually think he's got some points here, and I don't understand. If they take subsidies, they do have to do certain things. Now, I think, honestly, and Larry, I mean, take offense if you want, but I think you're being a little whiny, but who am I to say I don't live over there? Now, listen, I have one line open, 303-713-8255. We're going to come back and talk to Phil. Hopefully we get Joe Lazzara on for Alex, and hopefully we get the unnamed expert on for Larry. I'll be right back.
Clear. You have Doug Pros and Become the Banker. Doug Pros in about a minute.
Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW.
Was it just me or was that guy
whining? No, it was whining. But I think it's
now Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
Travel across
Doug
the
Pros and who?
freeway system for the most part, it remains.
Become the banker. It'll be 30 seconds after Doug Pros.
Watch out for crash being cleared at Yale and Estes off highway. That's in the final cleanup stages, so that's good news there. There's another crash off highway with a fuel spill. This is at 104th and Brighton Road. Crews are on the scene. Best to avoid the area for now. And remember that the ramp from westbound I-72 Vasquez is permanently shut down. You'll have to use an alternate route. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny today. Hot and hazy, though, with a high near 91. Right now, clouds, breezy, and 80. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW. There's still...
All right, here we go. 10 seconds until Doug Pros. It's short.
EY, prepare your taxes for you with Tax Chat by EY. Connect with an EY Tax Pro right now at tax.chat. Download the EY Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
All right, guys, listen, Doug Pros, these guys have the most powerful vacuum on the market. It's this gigantic truck-mounted vacuum, 15,000 CFM. They come in and they clean all your ducts out. They can do the registers. They can do everything. But check this out. They can even clean your furnace as well. All the coils clean, everything. These guys are experts at getting your house clean. And right now you get a free antimicrobial fogging. They come in and they'll actually get rid of all those germs around your house, and they'll do up to 10 vents in your house for only $290. Under $300, you'll have this big, huge vacuum-mounted truck come in and get all your vents clean, get it ready for that air conditioner that you're going to be running all the time. Call them now, 303-578-3510. Duck Pros, 303-578-3510.
Clear. 30 seconds until Become the Banker. It is also short.
Someone you love.
Was she able to get Lazara?
Yeah. In these challenging times, a friendly call may help. That's why the AARP Friendly Ghost Program is here. A trained, caring group of volunteers standing by ready to chat or just say hello. It's easy. Request a call by dialing AARP at 1-888-281.
All right.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Become the Banker short.
p.m. local time. That's 1-888-281-0145.
You know, the word of the day is diversify. I'm not sure what the stock market's doing, but if you've been in it since this COVID, this Chinese virus, this COVID deal, let me tell you something. You have been on a roller coaster, and ultimately you're most likely down. If you diversified a little and had some money into this product, called Become the Banker, you wouldn't have lost anything. In fact, it's a guaranteed 4%. I just want you to watch this webinar. Martino sat down and talked to these guys, asked all the questions, and you can watch it. It's free, and then you can talk to them directly. I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket, but my goodness, diversify. This is one safe way to go. 303-779-6600 is their phone number, but I want you to go to becomethebanker.org. becomethebanker.org and check out one of the webinars.
Hi, Rick L.
You're clear.
Free offer right when you need it most.
You want this for note taking?
What's that?
You want this for note taking, or you don't take notes?
Market. Investors are acting like stocks should be at all-time highs. The result is that your
investment
portfolio might not be properly positioned
for what's coming
next.
You know, my
let's review your
neighbor came over.
Along with every aspect of
Great. My neighbor is such a good guy.
The answers you need.
God, I got it. He is such a good guy.
For free. Just call us.
So what did you do for you when he came?
I'll tell you, you couldn't even imagine what he did for me. He is such a good guy. Having good neighbors, and the women over here, they just make life better. I can't imagine having a shit neighbor.
But you also do stuff for them too.
What's that?
You also do stuff for them. You throw their AR.
Oh, of course. But it's just amicable.
When I was living at the country club, I have the best neighbors in the world.
So, like, are we on Snowball now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Plan Rick. That's 888 Plan
You're right. It makes life so much easier.
You can't remember that lady's name from the ADA?
I want to introduce you to two of the most important women in my life. My mom, Gammy. She's really old.
Hey, text her. Who is the ADA lady?
She's out on walking.
She's running, but she has her watch.
I'm going to be like my ancestors and just do what I need to do.
Listen to the Red Table Talk podcast presented by Facebook Watch and Westbrook Audio on the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, Mark, is somebody outside messing with the call screen other than me, you, or Daph?
It's free residential and commercial roofing.
No, what do you mean?
We use aerial imagery to provide virtual.
She says something's, I don't know, it's doing something weird and something's messing up.
I don't see anything. Mine looks normal. No, I'm not doing anything.
Nothing changes.
Mine hasn't changed at all, Daff. I got Phil, Larry, Alex, and Lazera.
Because they do business like my dad did. If you've been injured in an accident, call them 303-795-5900.
Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall
Can you text Daphne, the ADA ladies?
Selling off their politician. And if you're over 50,
She's on top of it. You are the best, Suzanne.
copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wealth.
Produce.
They're working on it.
Mark, she's the best.
Failed millions of Americans. After losing
I told
Nico!
years ago, I said,
Suzanne, I told him,
Did you get a
if
run?
he dies, I have kids on you.
Did you run or walk him?
Money protected when
Both. He wasn't having it.
when the next
He wasn't walking or running?
Running.
Call Wealth Beyond Wealth.
I don't know if it's just too hot, Mark. I'm going to stick it to 2 miles with him.
Did he jump in the water?
Every time we came across it.
Dude, he is such a swimmer. I can take a tennis ball, throw it as far as I can throw a tennis ball into the water, and he'll swim out and get it every time. We kind of have a little swimming pond.
Can I talk? Are we on air?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, but we're not on the show. That trail is so overgrown.
Oh, it is now? That's
Well, you can still see it.
Should I take the
But
track
I'm
down?
looking for every Mr. Slithers available because I ran into one, a big one, a couple weeks ago. Both. Huge. So now I'm afraid I'm going to step on one. Get your water, dude.
Daft, do you figure your call screener out?
We're trying to figure it out. I don't think it's figured out. We'll get back in like 5 seconds.
All right.
All
right, hold on, guys.
Probably is.
Okay, hold on. All right. 38255, one line open. We have one of our experts up, Josephine Lazera. Joe, I love talking to you all the time, especially around any kind of holiday like 4th of July. In fact, let me ask you, in general, what is the busiest day for DUIs? I mean, throughout the average year. Is it 4th of July? Is it Memorial Day? What is it?
It's actually Halloween weekend.
Halloween weekend? What do
Halloween
you make of
weekend.
that?
It's the craziest time, and I think people just, they get dressed up, they let loose, and they kind of lose control. But at the same time, the summer's big because you got the holidays, you got the 4th of July, people are out there, they're barbecuing, they're drinking, they're sitting out on the decks drinking beer, just having fun, and don't give a second thought to drinking and driving.
I know a guy that used you, and I'd never say his name on air, but I believe you'll know who I'm talking about, but he got hit with the DUI, I think, I'm not even sure what county, nor do I even want to say that, but you actually showed up, and the part with DMV, the civil part of it, he did not lose his license, and then the DUI got dropped 100%. You know who I'm talking about. Of course, don't ever say his name.
Yeah, I would never say anybody's name. And that's the thing. We try and do our best with all our clients.
It's crazy.
And give them great representation.
Yeah, and that's it. So here's the deal with Alex, and bring Alex back up so we can ask some questions. But Alex got into an accident that was his fault in Kansas. Now all of a sudden,
Ohio.
Go ahead.
In Ohio.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. In Ohio. So then he moved to Colorado, Joe. And what happened here in Colorado is he's got collection people threatening him because I assume whoever he hit turned it into their own insurance, and now their own insurance company is coming after him because he didn't have any insurance when this accident happened, and once again it was his fault. So now they're saying, hey, if you don't pay us this $6,000 right now, we're going to report something to Colorado and they're going to take away your license. Is that something that can happen?
Well, clearly you see it happen with accidents that happen here in Colorado.
Yeah.
If there's a claim and it's not paid, they can report it to DMV. DMV would put a hold on your license, and the only way to get your license is either to settle the claim or to make monthly payments and get the insurance company to release the hold on your license.
Now, what happens when it came from the accident happened in Ohio? Do we have a pact with Ohio to where Colorado would do that, or you're not sure about that state?
So there is the interstate compact. So Ohio could put a hold on it. So even though he may not have a license in Ohio, Ohio could put a hold on his driving privileges. As part of the interstate compact, Colorado recognizes that.
So he's screwed. I mean, pretty much. Now, is there anything he could do? What should he do at this point? I mean, hiring an attorney. How much money do you have to make this go away, Alex? Do you have the full amount they're asking for?
I do not.
So
what are they seeking?
Yeah, what are they looking for? You said $6,000, right?
They told me that, all right, you owe $6,000, but we need 50% of that, plus we need, installments. We need payments, to not notify the state.
So they want basically $3,000 and then monthly payments until it's paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. You don't have to do that.
So generally, what would you end
so
up?
I'm just trying to figure out because I'm a CDL driver. I drive dump trucks for a living, and that's how I make my money. And so I'm just trying to figure out what are these people just threatening me? Like what could possibly happen?
Hey, Joe, maybe it is a good idea. I told them. Maybe it is a good idea that you kind of do the negotiating. I mean, it's going to cost you some money, Alex, but that might be the way to go because if I heard Joe right, you could probably get these payments down to whatever a reasonable amount is, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. You would never pay 100% on any claim like that, or nor would you pay 50%, assuming it's a valid claim. And I would have to verify that they could put a hold on his license.
Yeah.
So I'd have to do a little bit more research. But even negotiating that down, you should be able to get it pennies on the dollar.
Here's what I do, Alex, and I'm not kidding. I'm going to give out Joseph's number here in a minute, but I'd call him up. He does do something that's very interesting for criminal attorneys. Something like this, he'll do a flat right price for you. So he'll talk to you, and he'll figure out what's going on, and he can do the negotiating and get the best deal for you. But because you drive for a living, man, you better get this handled. You get that CDL pulled, I mean, what are you going to do? Where are you going to work? It's going to screw you. So I think it is time to get some help. If you don't have that $3,000 down, I mean, Joe, just guessing, and I mean it really just guessing, if it's a valid $6,000 claim and they do have the ability to pull his license, what do you think you could get payments down to? Or what have you seen in the past with similar circumstances?
We've been able to get payments $50 to $100 monthly, just starting month one.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, that's the way I would go, man. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because I know they have to, the court has to send me a notice, I have to go to court for them to pull my license. So it's like, do I wait for that court notice? Or,
I think I think you got to spend some money with Joseph. I do, man. I mean, and if you're not going to use Joe, and you'd be crazy not to, this is what he does for a living. He knows all these people around here. He's in every county, basically, in Colorado, or at least the Front Range. I mean, give him a call. He'll give you a price. And this is something you do flat rate on for the most part, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah. And, a lot of times, we don't charge a ton to do these cases.
Yeah, because most
we make
of
it
this
really
is,
affordable.
This is really negotiating more than anything.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. Alex, Daphne, give Alex the phone number. Joe's phone number, by the way, is 303-429-6200. Ironically, I just did a spot for you, Joe, in the last break. I want to ask you something, though, and I've asked you this anytime I get a chance to talk to you around the holidays. If someone pulls you over, and let's say you did have one or two beers, do you acknowledge that? Let's say you don't think you're over, but you were at a restaurant or you were out doing fireworks and you had a few beers and you're not sure if you're over. You probably at that point, when you see the red and blue, you're wishing you didn't have anything to drink. But if an officer asks you if you've been drinking, do you acknowledge it? My understanding is if you say, yeah, I did have one beer, that opens you up to them searching the entire car and all kinds of other things. Give us a little, what do you suggest you do if an officer asks you if you've been drinking?
Once you admit that, I don't care if it's one beer or multiple beers, you're opening yourself up to the DUI investigation. So, you got to remember one thing. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So the less you say, or if you don't say anything, that's the best thing you can do for your defense.
And I think people get so nervous because they think if they don't say, oh, yeah, I did have one or two beers, or if they say something like, I don't want to answer that, they're afraid they're going to just like instantly go to jail right then. What typically happens if you, let's say you did have one or two beers and the officer asks you and you say, how would you actually answer it? Would you just say, I don't want to talk to you? How would you answer him?
Well, me personally, and I can't speak for anybody, I would say no.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I think it's then incumbent upon the police to determine whether or not they have sufficient evidence, probable cause, to continue their investigation. Because once you say yes, they're going to ask you to do voluntary roadsides.
Got it.
And once you do voluntary roadsides, they're difficult to pass. I don't care if you're sober, you're intoxicated. They're difficult to pass. You're leading your way towards being arrested. So I always look at these cases, the best cases we ever have. Have you been drinking? No. Do you want to do roadsides? No.
And then at that point, the officer's got to decide if he wants to take you to the station, right?
Yeah, I mean, and when we're talking alcohol, if you legitimately had one beer, well, that's different than if you legitimately had 6 and you're going to tell them you had 2.
Got it.
2 beers is not a defense. But, if you've only had 1 beer, tell them I've only had 1 beer. And because you're going to pass the roadside, you're going to pass the chemical test, you're not intoxicated. But if you literally had 6, you're going to try and save your skin by telling them you had 2, that doesn't work. That's incriminating.
That is crazy. All right, hold on. Oh, that's a good question. Doc asked if they actually smell alcohol, whether it's on your breath or just your body, for that matter, if you drink enough. I know an old drunk that lived next to me in Parker years ago. He literally smelled like alcohol all the time. But if they smell it, is that enough to do the roadside to make them get out of the car? Just the smell of it. Is that probable cause to search the car and everything else?
Well, they can't search the car unless they're either obtaining your consent, or they have a warrant, or they're impounding it. So, but they can ask you to exit the vehicle, walk back to the rear of their vehicle, your vehicle, to talk to them. The next question.
Got a break.
They'll ask you again, how much did you have to drink? Do you want to do voluntary roadsides? I just did a case up in Weld County. The guy was pulled over for speeding, denied drinking. Court tossed the case.
Oh, my God. All right, Joe, I appreciate you coming on. Anybody out there, if you're ever in any legal issues, shoplifting, DUI, I mean, Joe, you've actually, you helped a guy out that actually shot an officer, and that guy was facing, like, life, and you did a good job for him, Here's the bottom line. People make mistakes, and thank God in this country you get to have representation, and that's Joseph A. Lazera, 303-429-6200. Ant's about to hit me over the head with the pipe.
Sorry, you got to go to break.
Tell your
All right, we got Art of Granite coming up in about a minute, and then you'll have Rocky Mountain Retro Foam 30 seconds after that.
Atlas in the afternoon.
I got to take it back.
Hold on a second.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
Traveling around the metro area freeway system in really good shape right now. No new stalls or accidents being reported across town. There's a crash with a fuel spill being cleared off highway at 104th and Brighton Road, so watch out for delays there. And remember, there's a permanent closure of the ramp from westbound I-70 to Vasquez. Permanently shut down. You'll have to use an alternate route. The rest of the drive across town in decent shape. Up in the high country, eastbound.
Who do I have, Art of Granite?
Left lane is blocked off again today for road work. The weather forecast, mostly sunny today, hot with a high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight, a low around 60. Right now, mostly cloudy and breezy.
All right, Art of Granite first, 30, I assume.
With your impact.
Yep, 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds long, but it's coming up in about 10 seconds.
Fast, easy, and stress-free. Let EY prepare your taxes for you with Tax Chat by EY. Connect with an EY Tax Pro right now at tax.chat. Download the EY Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
All right, artofgranite.com. It's so funny. We're sitting in my kitchen today, and I look in there in our laundry room. Guess who did all the granite in there? Mitch Fleury and the Art of Granite. If you guys went upstairs, Deputy Dan Doc, and you checked out the bathroom upstairs, they redid the entire bathroom, new cabinets, new granite. It's absolutely beautiful, and here's the coolest part about the Art of Granite. You can take some pictures of your existing stuff. Go to theartofgranite.com, get the phone number, call up Mitch, send them the pictures. He'll give you an estimate right over the phone. They're great guys, and the job is magnificent. 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
About 30 seconds until Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. That one's long.
Scrubs from the perspective of the series stars Zach Braff and Donald Faison.
I'm sure this is so annoying, but I just want to say I love the show. I'm always like, it's not annoying. Are you kidding me? That's like the best compliment you can give us. So
It's annoying when you eat food. Join Zach and Donald twice a week as they interview former cast members, directors, and even creator Bill Lord.
Hold on, guys.
The iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. These are great guys, and here's what they're doing right now, and it's the best time to take advantage of it. You realize your house is probably losing this cold, nice air conditioning air through your doors, your windows, all kinds of places. Right now, they are doing a complete energy audit for only $175 to your house. They're going to use infrared imaging. It's going to show all the hot spots, the cold spots, plus they bring a blower door in and do this test to look for all the leakage and drafts in your house. This can save you a ton of money. Then if you're a do-it-yourselfer, guess what they're going to do? They're going to give you a full-blown report, and they'll give you all the easy tips to do to make it better. Now, here's what else these guys do. If you're in an older house or even a newer one, it doesn't matter. If you get this foam product they do, and I'm going to give you a website to check out this video, you can save up to 80% on your energy bills. Just check out the video. They pump the foam in. It goes around all the plumbing. It goes around the wires. It just goes into the cavity and fills it up. And it also makes your house a lot quieter. It can soundproof it up to 90%. Check this number out, 720-676-6333. But here's what I want you to do. Go to foamyourwalls.com. Check out what this product's all about, and then call them for that energy audit for only $175. It's going to be worth its weight in gold. Foamyourwalls.com.
Individual player offerings and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. If you run a small business, you know that dealing with workers' comp insurance can be tedious and costly. But Pi Insurance is changing that, and founder John...
What was that lady's name?
Tell us how.
At Pi, we saw that small businesses need a better way to handle
the one Suzanne sent Daff.
We built Pi Insurance from the ground up for
Hey, Daff, were you able to get that ADA lady?
No-brainer with simple online shopping.
Hold on, she's on the phone with another caller right now. Give her just a second.
Thanks.
30%.
And the reviews say it all.
That's right. Pi Insurance is rated excellent on Trustpilot by our customers.
I'll do that.
They tell us we're fast, affordable, and easy to work with.
Thanks, John. Bottom line here is that if you run a small business, you can say goodbye to expensive, complicated workers' comp and discover the next generation of small business insurance. So why don't you see...
for some reason, Suzanne can't find the phone number for her, and she has to answer a message.
.com. That's P-I-E insure.
But caller, one of the callers is being evicted. That's his real question. Okay. Yeah, the one caller we have.
And immediately and help you build
we like talking about Friday afternoon. I was going to call up,
millions of homeowners
and there was something
that mortgage rates are the lowest in American history. So why not take advantage of a free mortgage review from American Finance? You can learn about new loan options. It can save you up to $1,000 a month, maybe more. And you don't have to resell.
How many dogs you have?
Meaning you're not paying
Three.
You're going to get a fourth one.
Best of all, there are never
Well, we'll
any
wait until
fees and never any
the oldies
obligation
croak.
of any kind. So you truly have nothing to lose
Hot Bell.
and so much to gain by spending just 10 minutes on the phone with one of their mortgage
Oh, man, she's so incontinent now.
weekends to fit your schedule. So give them a call at 303.
It's only at night, though. I mean, it's like...
That's 303-695.
I guess if I set my alarm at 2 a.m.
AmericanFinancing.net.
She's hobbling too. What happened to the leg?
Her ACL, she tore it probably 5 years ago, man. She was running in the back chasing something. Next thing I know, she comes up and the leg is literally like this. And I'm like, what the hell did you do? I thought he broke it. I'm like, did you fall into a rabbit hole or something? So I bring him up to the vet and they're like, nope, his ACL just broke. And I said, well, okay, what do we do? So they use fishing line, 50-pound test. Whatever they do, they go in there and do it, but he's never been the same since. He doesn't like using it. And then, of course, that arthritis gets all around it. Winter's the worst. He's just, he's never been the same since that. What was that, Larry? Still up there? Yeah.
All right, 10 seconds, we're back.
Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have some lines open. I want to hear from you. You've been ripped off or taken advantage of. 303-713-8255. You know, I do want to talk about the economic impact. The guy did kind of plant that seed, one of the first callers today. It is going to be horrible. Some of these small businesses, I feel so bad for. And by the way, Larry, you hang on. I see that. You did not tell me you were getting evicted. We're going to come back to you after the break. We've got to wait till after the break. I simply don't have enough time to do it right now because Ant didn't tell me to go to break on time. Yeah, Ant. 303-713-8255. But the economical impact is going to be horrible. If you think best scenario right now, restaurants at 50 to 75% capacity, I don't think nice restaurants, for example, Del Frisco's, for example, Elway's, these higher-end restaurants, I don't know at 50% capacity if they can keep the doors open. You have no idea what that insurance, that payroll, you just have no idea how much that is. And on top of that, how about rent? Rent over at Park Meadows for a place like Perry's, it's got to be an absolute fortune. I'm really interested to see how many businesses are going to survive over the next 6-7 months.
And they shut down the place in California.
Oh, and shutting stuff down again for a second time. Wasn't it Texas? Texas on Friday, like 2 p.m. Friday, they basically just shut everything down again. They said bars are shut down. I think restaurants, I don't think liquor stores. And isn't it funny that they always keep the pot stores open and the liquor stores open? But, you know, they close down the restaurants, they close down the bars. I always have found that a little crazy, but I guess the bottom line is you get somebody that's already having anxiety and everything else, and all of a sudden he loses his job and he can't get a six-pack. You might have someone going postal or something. All right, 303-713-8255. I want to hear from you. We've got lots of time, and we have got lots of bad guys to go after. Larry, you hang tight. We're going to try to help you. I did not know you were getting evicted. Let's see if we can't figure that out. My name's Mark Major. We'll be back after this. Check out this, check out what a job he did on this deck, man.
Oh, no, I was looking at it.
This was cement.
I know.
It's
I think it's nicer now. A lot nicer.
Wow. CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare contracts, and in the process started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is, this never ends. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. I guarantee if we can't cancel your timeshare contract, you'll pay nothing.
Were you lied to when buying a timeshare and what else? Get the facts about timeshare cancellation. Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288. 800-893-2288.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Dan Kaplis to the
really
630.
No, I always thought it was going to be a little slick.
Nico, come on.
That's actually different than the garage, isn't it? Because that seems less slick than the garage.
Well, it's same process. They can make it different. When they do it outside, they make it a little different.
Chief Justice John Roberts joined 4.
So do you want to put that double box on there or not?
Vote. BBC's Terry Moran explains it's similar to a 2016 Texas case the court struck down.
The Supreme Court found, because district courts holding trials hearing evidence found, that this kind of limiting abortions to providers who have admitting privileges in hospitals within 30 miles does not help women's health.
The decision sets the stage for the presidential election.
This is going to be a key battleground in the race for 2020. Back in 2016, the president promised and pledged to appoint justices to the Supreme Court who would automatically overturn Roe v. Wade. We are far from looking at that on the Zoom here today.
ABC's Cecilia Vega. 32 states are now reporting an increase in coronavirus cases.
Okay, hold on. Let's get.
Are reporting an increase in hospitalizations.
Let's get this.
An Ohio couple is shocked by what they found on their takeout pizza.
Jason Love was picking up his grab-and-go pizza at a Little Caesars in Brook Park, Ohio. He had the choice between cheese or pepperoni. He took
took the pepperoni home without opening the box. His wife Misty did the honors.
I looked at it like, with my...
There's a snake in there.
What do you think it was?
We'll never know. Oh, you got hit Lucy Light again?
Hey, Aunt, I'm testing this. You hear me okay? Hey, Aunt, I'm testing. You got me? Go on.
Okay. I gotta plug these two in. Or this here's in the bottom one.
Our success story. So if you're serious about making money from home without having to leave your home, well, grab a pen. Because I'm about to give you the address of a website where you can learn all about this unique and rare opportunity. Write this down. www.goherenext.com. Now get on your...
Plug that back in, please. Hold on. Hold on. Unplug it. Is it unplugged?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Plug it in. Okay. Now let me launch it.
Reopening
Hey, Aunt, can you hear me?
Starting Wednesday. RTD will be collecting fares again on all
back.
bus and light rail routes. The practice has
Aunt, can you hear me?
since early April due to COVID-19.
Are you talking, Mark? You are super low if you are.
Hold
ticketing
on.
to lessen contact. On Wednesday, RTD will also resume front door boarding on buses. Yet another sign is the DMV.
Is that better?
I can hear you, but just barely. You're
Hold
like
on.
a whisper.
How about that?
In-person services at all
Nope, you're still a whisper. I can only hear you because I have really good hearing.
glass dividers at all customer-facing windows, hand sanitizer and face masks available.
How about now?
There should be drop
Same?
boxes for people who have...
No, you're still super low.
Hold
I don't
on.
know what's going on.
It's all right. Hold on.
In reporting. The Colorado Rockies have announced their player pool ahead of the team getting
Wow,
ready
that
for
speaker is
summer spring
wonderful.
training. 39 of those.
Testing. Okay, hold on.
This report is sponsored by Tap.
Gonna have to go back.
Really?
Yeah. What do we got
Yep, yep. That's what.
here? And then, hold on. Which one's?
It's yours.
It's crazy. Hold on. I don't know why it's just, that should have worked fine.
Okay, relaunch.
Aunt, you got me now, I assume.
81. Yeah, I got you. Now you sound good.
Okay. Wow. I wonder what that is.
I don't know, man.
Impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How. The tax deadline is July.
Did you ever
15th.
put
Let the tax
Lucy on here?
prepare and
No.
file your taxes
Never
for
did.
you,
No.
all without
Well,
other documents or
no.
complicated
Unless
tax
I
software.
can't remember if
Get a
Tom.
free no obligation
It's
quote
working
right now at
fine.
tax.chat.
What's that?
It's
working fine.
Call
What do you mean?
1-833
It's not
tax
dropping
chat.
out at all.
This is Dan Kaplis. Over the past 30
Oh,
years,
so it was a laptop.
representing many wonderful people whose lives have been devastated
Tom
by
goes,
a crash caused by
fail,
air travel.
fail.
You know what's so funny is, I mean, I told him that at the very beginning, and then he said he did it, and I said, no, you guys did it.
On a percentage
I think he did put it on there, but he
Folks of life
only
can
used
take
it for like
advantage of
5
our
seconds or
services.
something.
So
This is still dead, right,
truck
Mark?
crash, give me a call.
Yeah, we're gonna try it again on the next break. I think if I can if I can,
or hit dancaplislaw.com.
if I can, reboot, I think it'll work.
Listen to the most distinguished newscaster of all time. Try to fit the facts of the day into
I wish I would have
his
brought
head.
that.
When did this happen? You will listen to him laugh. You will listen to him cry. You will listen to...
Back in about 30 seconds.
We either have to get out of here or we have to eat something. All 3 seasons of the Ron Burgundy podcast are available to binge now. Find the Ron Burgundy podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6. I'm spending a
What does that look like?
All right, 10 seconds. We're back.
Will inevitably be an incredible second half of 2020. You've got Fox News' Brian Kilmeade in this week, so join us starting at 7 a.m. here on 630
Go down or right there?
This
Okay.
is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind where your sound problems, answer questions, take your complaints. We try to make your life just a little bit better. We try to jump in and actually solve problems, and I love doing it. My favorite kind of problems to solve are the ones, though, that we actually take on air, and by the end of the show, we have them solved. So if you have a contractor problem, you have any kind of issue where someone took money, maybe they didn't do the job right, or if you just want to tell us about a bad experience you had with people, a lot of times we'll get calls, too, on good experiences. Did you know the people at referrallist.com, that's our website, the coolest part about Referral List is not only are they background checked, but on top of that, they actually sign our code of ethics. So if we have to get involved, they agreed to basically do whatever we say. That's why we tout our people so much. And once again, that's referrallist.com. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. We're going to try to help Larry out. Let's pull Larry back up. I do have some open lines, 303-713-8255. I want to hear from you, and if you do have a small business, I would like to hear what you think your survival rate's going to be. Are you going to make it? What do you need to make it? Did you fill out for a PPP loan? I'd like to hear from people that own small businesses. Maybe those HVAC guys that only have 1 or 2 trucks. How are you doing out there? Restaurants, bars, are you going to make it? And if not, what can we do to help? And I'm not sure we can help in some circumstances, but I do want to hear from you. 303-713-8255 or 303-MARTINO. Now, Larry, without going into everything, you told me before you moved in there, you had a problem with them because they did not have a handicap space. They got a handicap sign and a space put up for you. And then you were saying there was some problem with your service dog, but now I see on the screen that you're actually getting evicted. So just get right to the point. What is the actual issue going on, and why are they evicting you?
It's rather clandestine with the way they're doing things. I've requested that we have sliding doors like the building that I moved out of in Minnesota. The door slides open, and then you push on that door that has a bar on it, and the whole frame opens up to 9 foot for an emergency. We have over 200-some people living in this building, and there's 2 doors. Both of them have, let's say 40 inches. It's 36 to 40 inches by HUD.
Okay, so you requested it, and what happened?
I requested that we have, it went to court. I missed my first court because my insurance sent over the wrong type of vehicle.
What did you go to court over? What do you mean court? You went to court?
Yeah, because of this. They're making up charges against my dog to get rid of my dog.
Wait a second.
They know I can't get rid of my dog, so they want me to move out.
I don't even know where to start with you. You said you went to court.
Sorry, that's what
for what? What did they take you to court for?
For not moving out.
Okay, so they evicted you and you refused to leave.
Well, they haven't actually evicted me because I haven't done anything, and that's why I'm trying to get somebody.
What did they take you to court for? If it wasn't an eviction, what was the court for?
The court was for, I had agreed to do what they said because they coerced me, and I said this in court.
And what was it? What did you agree to do? Get rid of the dog?
No, to do whatever they said. I don't have it in front of me. I've had short-term memory loss since I was 4 years old from a high temperature of 112. And I have a hard time expressing myself. Getting these people to put the sliding doors in, they came up with me having an aggressive dog. I got a ticket for it.
Okay.
And he's not an aggressive dog.
But
I've got
the cops
video
came
of
out
him
and
not
gave you a
being
ticket
aggressive.
for it. I swear to God, Larry, I want to help you, but once again, I don't know what you need. You're telling me you aren't getting evicted or you are getting evicted?
I went to court fighting it and trying to get my say in court. The opposing attorney got her closing arguments. Then they went right over to where the judge said to me, now it's my turn. He said that about himself. It's his turn to talk. And I waited, so wait a minute. He says, Mr. Mack, you've had your turn. I said, so I'm trying to show him the proof. I can't even get to
Larry,
show him
what
the
happened?
video.
Okay, I've got a magic wand. How can I help you?
I want to get into court and show my video because the judge was biased in not taking my
And what did the judge ultimately say?
closing
What did they
argument.
say? Because I, honest to God, have no idea, with the exception something with your dog while you were in court.
Yeah, that's it's confusing to me too, because when I moved in here, I requested that they put in sliding doors because these doors
Oh my
open
God,
up
I'm
into
going to
your
be
face.
very straight with you, Larry. I don't even know what to tell you at this point. I don't even know what you want. You want a sliding door? I don't know if they're going to give it to you. I have no idea. If your dog got a ticket from the police and it's a angry dog, I mean, what do you want me to do about it?
He's a sweet, loving dog. I have video to show.
What
I
is
wanted
the
to show
video
my
show?
video in
Oh my
court.
God, what does the video show? You and the dog playing? What?
No, my dog being a good dog, and they're saying he's an aggressive dog.
Okay, what do they
and they're
want
trying
you
to
to
get
do?
me out
Oh
of
my
here
God,
on
I'm
that.
going to hang myself. I'd rather go to the dentist. Put him on hold. Put him on hold, Daff.
And
I have
the
no
bottom
idea
line-
what this guy wants. His entire life is like a country song. I have no idea what he wants. I swear to God, no idea, Daff. If you can figure out what he wants, I'll try to help him. But maybe anybody can call and tell me what the hell he wants.
It sounds like he wants everything changed like what it was like in Minnesota.
Okay.
The thing is this is a HUD subsidized. They don't have the money to do any changes.
Well,
and
he didn't say
you
that,
know,
though. That's the problem. I have no idea why he went to court. Was it about the dog? Was it an eviction hearing? I have no idea. If you can get him to actually ask me a question or do something, that'd be great. But if they want to get rid of the dog, seeing a video of him and his dog playing is going to do nothing. Don, what's going on with you, sir? It looks like you got a problem with the store.
Yeah. A couple of years ago,
Hey,
had
Don,
a
let me
made a
ask you
purchase.
something real quick. Did you understand a damn thing that last guy was saying? Or was that me? Honest
No.
to God, be honest. Give it to me straight, man.
No, I was totally confused as well.
I have no idea what he was saying. I feel bad for the guy,
Yeah.
but I literally have no idea. But let's help you out. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so a few years ago, we bought a house, and so we furnished it. We bought some furniture from Cons, and paid payments always on time, 2.5 years. I get a text message, says, "Hey, I owed like $3,500, something like that. If you pay $21.98 or something, I have a text that we'll call it good. You can pay it off." And I figured, well, that's pretty good savings. I
Help me out on
apologize.
something, Don. Cons, do they do their own credit, or do they like farm it out through a bank? I know they're
I
for.
think they do their own.
They're credit risk people, and I know the interest rates can be high, or they sell the products pretty high. So it's their own credit. You're dealing with them. You're not dealing like with Wells Fargo or anybody else.
No, it was their own credit.
And
you know,
how much,
and
how
you don't
much
have
did you
to
pay for? What was it? What kind? Was it furniture?
Yeah, it was furniture.
And how much did you agree to pay when you purchased it?
Originally it was like $8,000. We paid it all the way down. I paid it all the way down to about 27, 28.
So you still
They
owe
offered me a deal
$2,800 on it.
So no, so they made this offer via text, said, hey, you can pay it off if you pay this amount. And so I did. I paid it off. I thought I paid it off. Then I started checking to make sure because I was looking for a
Now,
bump
wait a
on my
second,
credit
though.
so I could.
Don, when you paid it off, you got a text, and the text says, hey, if you pay this amount right now, we'll call it good, right?
Exactly.
And how did you pay that? Did you mail a check to Cons? Did you pay it
No.
through the Cons website?
No, we did a wire transfer, and they acknowledged they got the transfer.
Okay.
But that's all. They're like, oh no, you still owe $680. So in order for my credit not to go bad, I have to pay the payments, continue paying the payments to get that 30-day mark on my credit.
So-
I'm trying not to get a bad mark.
So what happens when you call up and go, hey, I got this text. They said if I paid the $2,800 that it'll all be done and over, and now you guys want another $680. What do they say?
they say, well, we'll pass it on to investigation, and it's been going on for like 8 times. 8 times I've contacted them.
Can you send me that text?
Yeah.
I'd like to see that text, and that text actually says that if you pay this amount, it's done.
Yeah.
And you paid it.
Yeah, you bet.
Did you pay it like right when you got the text, or within a week or so?
It was a couple of days later, but yeah.
Okay, so a couple days later, you pay the amount in the text. Then all of a sudden, how much longer goes by where you figure you owe this $680?
Well, they never said anything, but I called because I was worried. I was trying to do a refi on the house, and I wanted that to show paid. And so about 2 or 3 weeks later, and they kept looking into it. Yeah, it'll show up, and then all of a sudden it never showed up. I keep getting the runaround. I've talked to the store. I've talked to corporate. I've talked to multiple
Deputy
people.
Doc, I'm going to give this one to you. You heard it. So I want the text, though. Let's get the text. Let's get the phone number, his name, the account number, and figure it out. It sounds very strange. So let's do that, Larry. Hold on. This is one I would like to figure out. In fact, I'm sorry, I just called you Larry. Larry's the guy who can't understand a damn thing. But, Don, just hang tight. I'd like to get this handled by the end of the hour, or at least quickly. Let's put it this way. Daphne, get his information and get it to Deputy Doc, however you generally do that. But I need the account number and that text, so we need to be able to get that text or a screenshot of it. 303-713-8255. Mike's got an HOA issue. This is a good question Wade has about buying a house, and you can free that line, too, up, did you figure something out on him, Daph?
Changed it on the screen. It says they keep taking him to court for things, and they won't fix the issues in the HUD building.
Okay, and did Suzanne get you that phone number to that woman, or we don't have it?
No, we don't have a phone number. We have to send her a message and wait for her to answer.
Oh, okay. Do that hopefully, and then maybe we have him back on. But, I mean, you know what? I guess I can go drill my own teeth one more time after this.
Clear 30 seconds.
I understood.
Yeah, you understood him. You speak dumb.
They were going to evict him because of his dog. He said it was an aggressive dog.
The more you travel, the more you understand that they're pretty much alike, and I always had material.
I speak very.
All right, here we go. Mile High State Lawn.
Listen to Jimmy Buffett's new album, Life on the Flip Side, now on iHeartRadio All Access.
You know, Blake Harris is an attorney at law, and what he does more than anything is he helps you with your will, your estate, protecting your assets, protecting your legacy might be a better way to put it. You know, you can talk to him about setting up a will or a trust or virtually anything you need. Right now, either Zoom or by Skype, you can do it right over your computer. You can also go meet with the guy. But I'm telling you right now, if you have assets and you want to make sure they are passed down properly, you have to have somebody like Blake Harris, and he's a guy that I use. He's helping me out do some stuff for my parents. He's a great guy, and I'll tell you what, he actually does great pricing too. And what I mean by that is it's flat rate. You can tell him what you're looking for. Hey, I've got 3 or 4 kids. These are kind of the assets I have. I want to set up a trust. I want, the kids to get a certain amount at 25 or 30, whatever. You kind of explain to him what you're looking for, and he'll come back and tell you how much it's going to cost. He is a great guy, a great attorney, and the guy is smart as hell, honestly. Probate, trusts, he even does litigation if something comes down to it. He can do a simple will, a beneficiary deed, payable on death notes, everything. This guy can do power of attorneys. Give him a call right now, 720-924-6171. I'm using them. You should too. 720-924-6171.
Hey, from down here.
Do I have another one this break or no?
Omega
hey, dude.
Come up with a great product to be able to help you with your inflammation.
Dude.
I'm getting older, Dad's getting older, Jason's getting older. We're all
dude.
inflammation.
Calm down, puppy.
back problems.
So
neck
I saw what
problems,
110 pound shepherd looks like when we were.
Oh, you think he's gonna be that big?
His dad's 105.
Wow. And all that. And all you're doing is masking.
Yeah, not fat at all, like perfect shape.
It's backed by 30 years of research.
He's a big boy, man.
Helps reduce that.
You know, I read about 7 years.
Nothing like it in all the. So here's a special offer to get you
started.
Order now. You get your second bottle. That's a great gift. For more information, visit OmegaXL.com/duck. That's Omega.
No, there's a website that you can put the type of dog in the years.
Show people watching my Mitch Floria countertops.
Okay.
Just show that around.
This is Mitch Floria.
It's Mitch. They're beautiful.
What type of granite is that?
It's the hard kind. We didn't want soft granite.
Granite is granite.
Yeah, granite.
No, colors.
Hey,
colors.
The colors are different.
That's it. You're going to end up in trouble, bud.
Listen to Missing in Alaska on the iHeartRadio app.
Bella in here. Cosmo.
Uncoded territory. Looking for
ways
to support our communities.
In here. Nico out.
Small businesses have the right.
You two in there.
Technologies advisors are here for you.
You lay your ass down. That's it. Stay.
While working remotely
Stay.
Windows 10 and Microsoft Teams.
Man, being nice dad.
God, he's running around like a maniac.
Oh, he's excited. He's like a puppy.
Every step of the way. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Damn, I wish I brought that tripod.
Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa.
Didn't even think about
now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside your local store in just 30 minutes.
I bet you
delivered
Tom
direct
has
to
an
your door.
excuse why it's not
shipping over 160,000 quality parts.
I told him at the very onslaught, I said it's that piece of shit $5,000 fucking MacBook you bought. Every time I turn around, he's bitching about it. Oh, I love it though, it's Mac. I've never seen anybody complain about something they love so much.
Except their wives.
Yeah.
It costs you a lot of money, but it doesn't have to be.
It's funny, it hasn't messed up one time with the $250 Chromebook.
I don't think it's Chromebook.
Yeah, he sent me the thing. It's a Chromebook.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's got Windows, but it's a
okay.
Chromebook. I didn't even know Chromebooks came with Windows.
I didn't know
But
either.
he sent me the model number, and sure enough, it does.
Okay.
But shit, $250 it works perfect. 5,000
But
fucks up all the time.
but it's not even.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, it's not processing.
Sometimes, hey kids, keep it simple. There's probably too much stuff on the
Mac.
Yeah.
No, I think it's something that could be software. The software written for the Mac is a little different.
When we do the long break, we're going to reboot and bring this whole thing back up, and we're going to get that mic working.
This report is sponsored by.
All right, you're back on in about 30 seconds.
We would have had this perfect if I wasn't doubled in there on my computer.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe I should have rebooted mine.
Right.
But Todd was bitching about that one day, and I told him to hit that button. But I did that on mine, and it didn't work.
It's much better radio when you have
All right, 10 seconds, we're back at it.
two people talking.
No obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT. Denver's talk station.
Online at khout.com.
All right, 303-713-8255. We do have one line open. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. I'm going to go back, and I guess this is what they call punishment. I'm going to go back and try once again with Larry. But Larry, and I'm not kidding, I am kind of losing my patience. If you actually have a question or something we can try to help with, I'd love to hear it. And then Wade, I promise you're next, then Mike. And once again, one line open, 303-713-8255. So Larry, go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to get my evidence of videos to be shown in a court, and they're trying to dismiss it. I'm not asking HUD to pay for anything. I'm asking for the owners of the building to change the doors to where it's more appropriate for all these disabled people.
Okay. So you want us to
That's
call
what
up
I'm
management and see if they'll change the door? We actually do have an expert that we reached out to. As soon as I get her on, I can ask her the question. I don't know if you can put in a 9-foot glass door or whatever you're talking about. I don't know if that's something you can make the owner of the property do. I just don't know. Just let him out.
Well, it's the way it is now. It's too dangerous. It's too hard. for people in a wheelchair, which I am in a wheelchair.
Think of what a
I'm
pain in
bound
the
to a
ass you've been to these people. Now, I'm going to put it that way because people listening are thinking that. You were even upset, Larry, and this is the kind of stuff that probably drives them crazy. They did not have a handicap space for you for parking, and they put one in. But then you were upset that the color of the sign wasn't blue, it was black. You're like a thorn in their side. You get more bees or ants or whatever with sugar, man. You're just doing this all wrong. We can find out if you can force them to put the door in. We know somebody that knows the ADA and service dogs and everything up and down. She knows everything you could possibly know, and it doesn't matter if it's a commercial building like a restaurant or if you're building a Goodyear, or it just doesn't matter. She knows all the rules and regulations. She's going to know. So as soon as we hear from her and get her on the air, we'll have you back up. But as far as going to the judge, I'm not going to be able to call the judge and get a video admitted if he doesn't want it admitted. I mean, it's too late for that. And honestly, what do you think a video with you and your dog getting along good is going to prove? I'm sure your dog does love you and it's nice around you, but it might be mean to other people when you're not there.
Video is in the building, and my dog gets along. My dog does what the little dogs did or do. My dog no more barks at anybody or anything. But their dogs jump all over the place. But my dog is a larger dog because
what do they want
he
you
has
to do
help
with the
me
dog
physically.
out of curiosity? And I know I'm.
They want me to get rid of it because it bothers the mental people in the building, and it's a federal building, and federal people are supposed to be. Pardon?
Do they want the dog gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the
Why?
judge agree
Because
with them?
these mental people can't understand why I have a large dog and they have to have a little dog.
Well, I don't know, but
there's
did the judge
9
agree
other
with
people
them?
That did not have a parking space. They now have a parking space because
He's not listening, Mark. He's just rambling.
And there's issues here
I
that...
swear to God, I'm going to hang myself. I should have known. I mean, I'm a glutton for punishment. Isn't that how it goes? I went back to... I'm masochist. I went back to this guy thinking, geez, maybe I can help him. Maybe I'm being a little too rough on him. But honest to God, Larry, you complain too much. I do want to ask her different questions. I don't think I ever want to hear his voice again, though. If I can get her on, you can listen to me ask. You can listen to me ask her questions. So, Daff, once we get her on, let me know. But I'm done with Larry. In fact, I don't even want to see his name up there. 303-713-8255. We'll have a line open in a minute. 303 Martino. Wade, what is going on with you? Then, Mike, you're next. Wade, you're up, sir.
Yeah, I have him up. He should be there.
Go ahead, Wade. I hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully this is better than the last guy.
Hey, Wade, let me ask you something. Once again, though, I asked another caller this. Did you have any idea what the hell that guy was saying? Anything?
No, I kind of tuned in a little late, but I was okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the issue is.
What's your issue, though? What's going on with you? How can we help you? Yeah, that's exactly right, though. No one knows what the hell that issue was. Had something to do with a dog, a car, a black sign, something to do with a 9-foot door. My God, it had something to do with everything that no one's doing for him. But anyhow, I'm sorry, I digress. Go ahead, Wade.
That's okay.
What's your question, sir?
I'm coming in from Tennessee, and I'm wanting to move here. We found a house that we want to put a contract on, but there's a little bit of work that needs to go into it. And I only have experience with buying newer homes that didn't need any extra work, and I don't actually know where to start.
What year was the house built?
So, 68 is the one we're interested in.
1968. Do you know if they had any asbestos or anything like that in it?
No, like I haven't even gotten to the point where, like, I know a lot might come out with the inspection, but I'm not even into that point yet because I'm still in the budgeting phase. Like, we have a list of things we want to do, like a kitchen remodel. We need to repaint the whole thing, probably do some flooring in the basement, but I don't know even a ballpark figure.
What area is it in?
What?
What area is the house?
Lakewood.
Lakewood, perfect. Let's do this. Daff, can we get, let's get Genesis on for this one. Doc, the reason I say Genesis is because of some of the interior stuff. But I'd like to get Mark on with Genesis, and I want to ask him a few questions about this. So, Wade, hold tight. You've got some good questions, but I'm a little curious on a house built in '68. Like, what else could be there? You said remodel the kitchen, paint the whole thing. I kind of get worried about asbestos. Does it have popcorn ceilings or anything like that?
I don't recall popcorn ceilings, but I do know from hearing from somebody else when I mentioned this is like there is that like kind of like that rubbery tile or laminate downstairs, which they say don't break that up because there could be asbestos underneath it. Just lay over it.
Yeah, you lay over it. As long as you don't mess with the asbestos, it's generally not a big deal. You just can't get it going around the air. But let's try to get Genesis on. Hold tight, man. 303-713-8255. Mike, you have an issue with the HOA. We will figure that out after the break. We'll get Mark on with Genesis to help Wade out. We have one line open, 303-713-8255.
Clear. All right, you got your Fuller Law and Master Rule coming up about a minute. Fuller Law's up first. They're both short.
Station with Tom.
I'm sorry, you said Fuller Law, then who?
630 KHOW, Denver.
My thing says Master Rooter.
Did you hear what he said, Fuller Law and...
Now,
well, my screen says Master Rooter.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
Where do you see that?
Mile High City Highway Drive in really good shape right now. Travel around town for the most part.
Fuller Law and Master
Rooter short. The permanent closure of the westbound I-70 ramp to Vasquez. You'll have to use an alternate route. Really, the highway drive in pretty good shape across
is Fuller Law
foothills, eastbound I-70.
Nope, Fuller short.
Blocked off again today.
Your email's working now, isn't it?
Should be, yeah. It's going to be mostly sunny today. Hazy and hot with a high near 91. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight, a low around 60. Tomorrow, mostly sunny. Slight chance of afternoon thunderstorms and a high near 81.
Did you guys ditch Larry? Just get rid of him.
No,
it's Harry.
85.
No, it was Larry. Now it's Harry.
Wagner, 6:30.
The tax deadline is July 15th.
File
your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
You know, I've had to use John Fuller twice. I've told everybody about the experiences. We had a lady T-bone us. You know what he got us on that one? We got the absolute maximum her policy had to pay out. You know, Suzanne Broker knows it wasn't a good accident. Everybody's fine now. It happened a couple years ago. But my point is, John Fuller, they made a lot of offers. He kept fighting. He got policy limits. About a year after that, my daughter got rear-ended by somebody out on I-25. And guess what? We called up John Fuller, and he did it again. If you're hurt in an accident due to somebody else's negligence, John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500. He's kind of a boutique kind of guy, and the reason I say that is you're going to deal with the actual attorney. John Fuller, 303-597-4500.
Do roller coasters
about 30 seconds until Master Rooter.
With ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your
guy on
retirement.
YouTube says
Hi, I'm Linda Gardner.
Larry has been on before where his dog ate another dog.
Ate one of those small dogs.
To schedule a complimentary review.
God, the guy I knew I should have never went back to him.
No, it was good radio.
Okay, hold on.
488-8604 or online yourmoneyyourretirement.com.
Master Rooter, they're great plumbers and they do everything. Okay, maybe I shouldn't sing, but here's the deal. These guys are great. They have absolutely great prices. They have great technicians. These plumbers are wonderful people and they have great pricing. Whether you just need a faucet installed, maybe a new toilet installed, all the way up to a full-blown sewer line replacement where they'll beat the competition hands down on price. By the way, 10% discounts for military and senior citizens, and that's already off their already day low prices. Ready for the number? Write it down. If you own a house, you're going to need a plumber. 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406.
I saw my...
Mark, you probably should turn up your mic, son. You're coming up over air a little low.
Laura saw that her husband needed urgent medical treatment.
Testing.
It took...
Yeah, that sounds better. I'll let you know.
How about that?
Right?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Perfecto.
Dispatch help.
It's easier to
Now listen, we'll probably have a lot of people call up who love my singing and want to hire me. Tell them I am not for hire, please.
Yeah, sure, I'll let them know. Hospital waiting rooms. Just send your request and our medical team makes a house call.
I got to come up with a jingle for Master Ritter.
We'll try one of those ones that you, like, what was the tree guy called up, huh?
Yeah, did you hear him?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Did I sing his? I think I did. I sung it good, too.
Wow. Master Ritter takes your tutor?
I at least remembered. What I thought I screwed up was exit 235. He said he did that 30 years ago.
Really?
The tree song.
And he was working there.
You take guy 25 to exit 235.
Wasn't he working there at the tree farm?
No, he's a advertising agency.
Oh, geez, I thought he said he was working at the tree farm.
The one that always stuck with me is the Shane Company, located 1/2 east mile of Arapahoe Road
Well,
on
it was his
Memorial.
voice that got it,
Yeah.
too. But that's a great line. You have a friend in the diamond business, because everybody.
Now you have a friend in the diamond
Yeah.
business.
I don't want a friend.
I'll tell you the best jewelry out there, period, end of story, is I Hate Steven Singer. They're in New York City, IHateStevenSinger.com. It is absolutely the best pricing and the highest quality shape you can ever imagine.
So you say in other stores say that I hate Steven Singer.
That's why they name themselves that. They're huge, though. I mean, they ship all over the world, huge. And here's what they do. They I think they give you 100% back in on stuff. So, like, you know, 100% too. So not only is their pricing better than anybody, but they'll do the full buyback. You know, unless if it's a
Are they
custom.
on 47th Street in Manhattan?
I think they are.
Yeah, that's the diamond district. It's all these Hasidic and, you know, religious Jews that run that place.
Diamonds are big business, man.
They're overpriced.
You know what's interesting? I'm going to bring it up real quick. There's something very interesting about diamonds that a lot of people don't know
I
now.
do. About the De Beers. De Beers controlling monopoly. Right.
Beers.
De Beers. They push the diamond prices up by buying all diamonds off the market. They got boatloads of diamonds just sitting out there to keep the price up. Yeah. They have a monopoly on
That's
diamonds.
not what I was going to say, but I didn't know that. When did they do that?
Oh, years ago.
So they artificially inflated it because they own everything. So it's almost a monopoly.
It is basically. And I think it was after World War II when people came back and get engaged and they just bought everything up. They owned all the diamond mines in South Africa and controlled. And then they bought the Russian diamond. Yeah, and they controlled the flow of diamonds into the market.
Listen to Big Doctor's Real Friends on the iHeartRadio app.
And they're the ones that came up with the thing, 2 months salary for a ring. Diamond is forever. That's all the rights. All the rights.
Denver's Talk Station.
Brilliant marketing.
630 KHOW.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have a couple lines open. 303 Martino. Don't forget that number works on and off the air. You can always email us too at helpytroubleshooter.com. Don't forget our YouTube channel. Just look for a referral list. And do not forget our Facebook. We go live. You can watch us all the time on our referral list Facebook page. Just go to Facebook and search referral list. You'll find us. Very cool stuff. 303-713-8255. Now I have Mark Szymanski on. He's the owner of Genesis Total Exteriors. Mark, I had a couple questions for you. We had a caller, Wade, and he's looking at buying a house that was built in 1968. But before he puts a bid on it, he's trying to figure out how much it's going to cost to do certain things in it. For example, Wade, you said you wanted to remodel the kitchen, paint the exterior of the house or the interior. Give me an idea of what you're looking for.
The interior, and then there's like maybe laying some flooring in the basement. But like I don't need like exact figures. I'm just trying to budget out, and I don't even know what I could be looking at. 50K, 100K, I don't even know.
Is that something you do for free? In other words, go out there and then if this guy buys it, you know, you hope to get the business off of it. But can you give him a ballpark by looking at the existing kitchen? The only thing I was wondering about is the asbestos part. He didn't know if it had popcorn ceilings, but it definitely has the laminate down in the basement or, you know, the bottom floor. But you just build over that, right?
Right. Well, you can, yes. As long as you cover it, you're fine. Another thing that we do a lot, though, Mark, is because for us to even get in the house is usually difficult. So a lot of times I just, on the phone, sit down with, no, not sit down, but over the phone with, and just talk to a customer. Okay, kitchen. And I can just look at existing pictures that are usually on Realtor.com or Zillow.com and give ballpark figures for the person to kind of go off of.
I didn't even think of that, Wade. I mean, all you've got to do is give him the address. He'll check it out. You guys do a conversation, and he can, you know, it's probably got a virtual walkthrough somewhere on Zillow or something, and he can tell you pretty much what you're looking at. That's a great idea, Mark.
Yeah, we do it all the time. It saves us both time and money because then, you know, we don't have to go there. We don't have to meet a realtor.
Yeah.
And it just gives a person a ballpark, and you give them a range, and they can make a decision.
Yeah, and the cool part about Genesis, Wade, is, I mean, they do everything the exterior. I mean, they do roofing and siding and windows, and then everything on the inside. They do the flooring. They can do cabinets. They can do countertops. They can do, you get the idea. They can do everything. If you want to, like, if there's a wall in the kitchen and you want to totally change the look of the kitchen, they can get rid of the wall. I mean, really, there's nothing you can't do, Mark. In fact, Mark was looking at our bathroom here. I don't know, that was probably 3 or 4 months ago, and we'll probably be moving forward with that. But we're talking about knocking down the existing shower and walls and putting the shower in a different place, which, of course, moves the plumbing. But my point is, this guy can do all of that. So I would take him up on that, Wade. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I mean, that works because I was just assuming that, you know, we would have to schedule something out, get somebody out there, and then they wouldn't want to come out if I didn't own the house. So, like, I was like, I don't even know where to begin to get an estimate. But what you just mentioned is perfect for that scenario.
Yeah, so Mark, let's
usually
do that. Let me give you Mark's number, Wade. It's 303-679-8509, and just so you know, Genesis has been on our referral list forever and a day. I mean, Mark, how long have you been on? I'd say, 10 years, maybe 15? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I passed my 10-year mark, and I've been in business for 21 years now. So
yeah. And this is the owner, man. He's got great crews, great people. Just give him a call, but here's really what's going to happen. He can at least give you a ballpark, and then you can decide whether or not it's worth buying the house. I mean, really, that's the deal.
And, Mark, we also had someone call in, an electrician. He couldn't stay on to tell you, but he also said watch out for aluminum wiring in that year. He said that can be very expensive.
Mark,
so if there is aluminum wiring.
Rewire the house. Tell me what that means.
Yeah, what happens, especially at higher voltages, is aluminum wire starts to melt.
Oh, my God.
I know I had to replace it back when I owned. Yeah, and so it's a big deal to replace all that.
Is that like so it's not just the panel, it's literally the wires in the house?
Right, yeah, and then it starts to arc in the panel.
How could Wade tell what kind of wiring's in there?
You have to pull the panel off, and then you can see as soon as you pull the cover of the panel off, you see the wires that are running to the panel.
See, Wade, that's something when your home inspector comes in, if you get that far, that's something you're definitely going to want to know. Because, I mean, a ballpark on that, my God, I mean, Mark, that could be, 15, 20 grand plus every wire and outlet and switch in the house?
Yeah. I mean, if it gets that far, then I can have my electrician just, same thing. He can look at it probably online and give him an idea.
Okay. So there's different things like that. Hey, Daft, that was a great catch on that, and whoever that electrician they called in, thanks for that. So anyhow,
his name was
Mark
Kevin.
Szymanski, 303-679-8509. Wade, give him a call, send him the pictures. I'd like you to follow up, too, and maybe hear how much he's looking at. Who are you using for a realtor, Wade? Do you have a good realtor?
I do. It's Tate and Lemire. They've been helping me find a good house. Okay. They know the area, and they're very pleasant to work with.
All right, excellent. All right, sounds good. Thank you. Let me ask you something, Mark, while I got you on. What are you guys doing now mostly? Are you doing mostly exterior stuff? What are people having done? I mean, are you doing mostly painting right now, kitchen remodels? I mean, really, what's going on in the market as far as stuff?
No, I mean, the interior, I was really surprised with the COVID. You'd think, no one wants you in the house. It is completely opposite of what I thought. The interior part of our business is exploding. I think people are spending so much time in their house, they're getting tired of looking at the same walls and want new paint and new cabinets and new flooring. And so that part of our business is doing really good, as well as the exterior stuff, putting on new decks or repairing decks. And stone and stucco has been real busy, too.
Hey, you know what I had done? I don't know if you've used these guys, but I had Garage Kings come out, man. You told me that this stuff would work, and I finally pulled the trigger with Garage Kings, and they put this laminate over my cracked cement deck, and it looks brand new, Mark. It is absolutely beautiful. I cannot believe what a great job they did, and they did my garage. I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, and it turned out so great. I said, hey, how about this deck? And the reason I pulled the trigger on it is because you told me it would look good. And sure enough, man, that actually works great. It's not going to be slippery when it snows. It's like weatherproof, and the stuff in the garage is crazy. This Garage King stuff, oil, coolant, there's nothing that penetrates it in the warranties. Great. Hey, Wade, go ahead. What's your additional question real quick? Then I got to go.
Yeah, so this house has an addition built onto the back of it. It's kind of like an extra studio. Would they have needed to inspect the wiring to build that? And how would I tell if it's like, I don't know when it was built, but like if it's, I don't know how to word it, but a legal addition?
Are you wondering if you have that same kind of wire there?
No, I'm wondering if when they built that, because they were going to, it has electricity to it, would an inspector need to come in and look at the wires, and at that point would it be known what type of wire it was, and
yeah,
they would have
to
to change it then?
Out there. You get an electrician out there, they're going to tell you everything about it. Something you could do, though, is maybe pull the county records and see if a permit was pulled when they built that. That'll give you an idea of what year it was built in.
Yeah, and like what codes were in place then? Would they have had to have changed the wire then is kind of what I'm getting at.
But yes, you definitely want someone to look at that. And like Mark was saying, he'd send his electrician out there if it gets that far to figure out, if that's something you guys need done or not. The other thing I would do, honestly, and I said this to a guy on Friday, when I bought this house that I'm sitting in right now, I had Excel Roofing out, for example, and Excel came out and checked the roof out for me and said, yeah, it's in good shape. And they checked it. They checked in the attic. They checked the fans. They made sure the whole roof system and the ventilation was good. Then I had Plumbline out. Plumbline checked the electrical stuff, checked the panel to make sure I didn't have a bad panel and I wouldn't need, something in the future. Then they checked all the plumbing, which was cool because we're on a well.
Got a break soon.
And they checked the septic tank. They checked everything for me. Then Plumbline also sent out their HVAC techs, and they checked the furnace and air conditioner and signed off. So any issues I already knew about. So not just an inspector. If you really want the house, especially being old as it is, you're on the right path. Figure out how much more money you got to put into it as far as remodeling, and do that with Mark. But you also want people to look at that roof, the HVAC, the plumbing, and especially the electrical, as we talked about. All right, I have to take a break. Wade, once again, Mark's number is 303-679-8509. Mark, I appreciate you coming on. One line open, 303-713-8255. Mike, I'll get to you next. And Veronica has got an issue. People do this all the time. They sign up for your first month is only $5, but then all of a sudden the company is charging you a heck of a lot more. Everybody hang tight.
I get that all the time on the AARP.
QC manufacturing. And QC manufacturing is long.
And hear news and talk that impacts.
Hey guys, does Tom turn on that QC when he first shows up every morning or what?
Yeah, the house is great.
It's unbelievable.
I think he...
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
Travel across the metro area.
Is the AC on when you're over there?
To watch out for on the highway drive.
But only when, like, towards noon or whatever.
Rebecca Vasquez and the Commerce City Drive. There's the permanent closure.
I might actually. We have the flow in here is good,
This is at 58
but
and north
upstairs
of
has its own AC unit and it's brand new and it struggles a little if I don't keep it constant.
Once again today. Weather forecast. Sunny, hot and hazy with a high near 91. Right now,
hey, is it just QC?
5 in
One for each floor. The base I didn't care about because it was unfinished.
6:30.
But having 2 zones.
The tax deadline is
All right, here we go. 10 seconds till QC manufacturing.
Short.
File your taxes.
Nope, long.
What happened?
Give it to complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
You know, I was just quizzing these guys about QC of Colorado. I've been thinking about getting one of these, and Tom has gotten 2, actually. He's got one in the house that he's been doing the show from, and Deputy Doc and Deputy Dan are over there a lot, and it's amazing. I asked him, and he barely uses his air conditioner anymore. I was truly quizzing him during the break, because I think I'm going to buy one of these. I want to really check his out, but then Deputy Dan told me he can turn it on from his cell phone too, but what it does, it's a whole house fan. Not an attic fan, a whole house fan. And you can save up to 90% off of your AC cost. But you turn it on in the morning, it sucks all that hot air right up and out your roof, right into the, it goes right up. You got one too, don't you, Dan?
From the basement all the way up.
So it pulls all that cool air from the basement and goes all the way up, gets rid of all that hot air, and then you turn it off and the temperature is way lower in your house. You save a lot of money, but you got to check it out, and they call it Quiet Cool for a reason. It's very quiet. Some of the older models can be very, very loud, but the ventilation brings in that cool, fresh air from outside. It's eco-friendly, and it's great for pet owners like I have because it'll get rid of a lot of that pet dander. But give them a call right now, 720-398-4510. Quiet Cool Whole House Fan, 720-398-4510.
Individual offerings and savings may vary, subject to terms and
The
conditions.
only way I would not use it if you have someone with a lot of allergies.
So saving up to 30% on your workers' comp insurance is a big deal.
Soon as we go to the next break and I'm off, I'm unplugging and plugging something back in, so don't be freaked out if I'm gone for about 4 minutes. He's already freaking out.
Also said you messed up the call screen line somehow.
What did I do?
Just minutes if you're overpaying.
She said that somebody, either you or somebody messed up the call screener line 3. Whenever they deleted something, they messed something up.
Did you delete something on the call screener?
Nope, I don't know.
Your business and your employees.
I never touch the call screener. I only read it.
Do yourself a favor. Find out if your small
Dad,
business is
I know I didn't. I mean, I haven't even touched it, but these 2 haven't touched it either, so maybe someone else is in there.
That's PIE Insurance.
It's Martino.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, especially now with rates at or near the lowest in history, but you didn't want to start a 30-year loan?
The hell are plates?
Her car.
What?
She needs new plates. My whole DMV open.
License plates. I think Denver opened this morning.
They're opening up today.
Yeah, they showed a line on 9 News, man. It was like, well, the guy said it was 200 yards long, but that's misleading because they're social distancing every 6 feet.
Based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive.
One lady said she got there at 4 a.m. What time? I wouldn't go there at 4 a.m. I'd send you there at 4 a.m. My place in line.
4 hours?
If I was a bum, that's what I'd do. I'd sit out there.
We'll wait for food.
You want to hear that story? Make it short. I fucked up renting a certain kind of van to take my girlfriend and her family to go skiing. So I had to go out to the airport because they saved the car for me. And it was at my lunchtime. So there was a line.
This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Rickfield Block, admitted in Massachusetts only. Sokolov Law, LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Greg Hoppy, New Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are with other attorneys for principal responsibility. Mesothelioma. If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been affected by this devastating cancer. You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-736-2100. The only known cause of mesothelioma is asbestos exposure. Thousands of U.S. veterans and trade workers are at risk for the disease. Nearly $30 billion in court-ordered trust has been set aside to pay money to asbestos victims. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call now. You may be able to receive compensation without ever going to court or filing a lawsuit. Call for a free legal consultation at 1-800-736-2100. That's 1-800-736-2100. 1-800-736-2100.
I think I took a voucher one time. They said, actually, maybe it was, do you guys remember Vanguard Airlines? Yes, they flew out of Denver, and we flew to Atlanta, and I think we took a later flight because it was full, but they bumped us. If we waited, we could fly first class or something, and then they gave you, a voucher. But then the pricks went out of business much longer.
But sometimes other airlines will line those vouchers. I think that happened with Continental. That other airlines honored the Continental vouchers.
Have a history of diabetes, smoking, obesity, high blood pressure.
Omega XL. Look that up. See what kind of supplement that is. Oh, I've heard of it.
Online assessment.
But it's the same thing where there's a line. If you don't cancel, we'll send you every 30 days.
All right, we're back.
And what you have to do, you have to look up when they do business and check their address and send them a registered mail. I'll talk to that later if you want.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have one line open, 303 Martino. Remember that we're signing off here. We've got a lot going. I'm going to quiz Doc next hour. Hopefully we'll have this other mic working. This will be great once we get everything down pat. I wonder when we'll be back in studio. I'm guessing we probably won't be for maybe the remainder of this year. Daphne, what do you think? You're the one that's in there every day. You're like one of, 4 people in the entire building or something.
Now, there's about 10 of us up here, but off and on, maybe at one time. They extended the layoffs for iHeart, so it could be another 3 more months.
Yeah, deferments or furlough.
Because they're doing all the work in here, and I think they're... Yeah, and they're waiting to see just what's happening with COVID.
Coming, or I don't even want to know, do I?
They haven't even touched our office.
Oh, man, I'll tell you. We're like
you mean our little square box?
Yeah, I wonder where that ever came about, too, by the way. Redheaded stepchild. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't want to know. I'd hate to be that first one.
Because redheads are fiery.
My kid's got red hair. Miles does. And look at this. Look at this. My mustache is red. But look at my beard. What's my beard? Gray. So it's so weird because red hair doesn't change color. All right, let's go to, no, red hair does not go gray. So I know you're not a redhead. There's no doubt Deputy Dan was ever a redhead. You silver fox, you. All right, 303-713-8255. Let's go to, real quick, Keith, you've got a comment on aluminum wiring. What's your comment, man?
We bought a house about 3 years ago. It was built back in '75, and it had aluminum wiring. I was kind of worried about it at first, but after the inspector found it and everything, they don't have to replace all the wiring. What they can do is they put pigtails on the ends of the aluminum wire with antioxidant compound.
Oh.
And they go to every switch and every receptacle.
Of course, that would be a hell of a lot less than rerunning wiring everywhere in the entire house. Did you have to get a new panel?
That's almost impossible job. No, I need a new panel. Mine's full, and I want to get a hot tub. So.
All right, man. 303-713-8255. Kim and Veronica, you guys will be next. My name's Mark Major. Hold tight. We're going to get Deputy Doc on, too, and talk a little COVID coming up next hour.
Greenberry.
All right, you're clear.
I'll be back.
I'm Peter Harris for Greenberry, here with some breaking news about Greenberry.
So where did you hear about that here? The Omega XL review, C-minus 2.5 stars.
Shut down. Shut down.
Okay, you're good.
All right, we're going to try this fucker. All right.
And then switch the boxes.
We're going to switch boxes. And hopefully this shit's going to work. Okay, so this one goes here. This one goes here. And then this one goes here. And then this is your input, right? So this one's got to go in here. Then we got to plug in
I'm good.
this, and this is going to plug into this. Okay. Flip it. Now let's fire this fucker up. Cranberry, cranberry.
That's the worst one, boy.
I was fucking slamming Friday. Holy shit, was it busy. We had fucking full lines from start to finish. It was crazy.
So why were you looking about that Omega XL?
Question. She's getting fucked by them.
Oh.
They keep charging her credit card.
C- review.
Omega XL. Oh, it's just joint health?
Yeah.
That's the same shit. You know, you can go to Walmart and buy for fucking nothing.
Right. So it is probably fish oil.
Yeah. Vitamin E. I'll tell you what's the best shit in the world. These dogs, man. You know, think of how old that dog is, that Doberman.
Yeah.
This shit right here. Hip and joint. Every morning they get them. And they love them, the flavor of it. But I'm telling you, this shit really works. Sam's Club.
Oh, Sam's Club.
Yeah, the vet will try to get $45 for this. Sam's Club, they're $14
No
for
way.
$180. Yeah, first time I bought them, I spent the big fucking bucks from the vet.
I wonder if they got them at, I should write that down. Because I've been given...
Costco has them occasionally.
Okay. I've been given fish oil. They squirt on liquid.
Okay, let's see. Hola, hola. Can you hear me?
And if you can't, wear facial coverings. But you don't need a national mandate. What you need are local
Testing.
laws determining the circumstances.
Testing.
In that community. Yeah, I can hear you.
Is that level good, though?
Zones to get to.
Yep, you're good.
Dan, get in that mic real quick.
People were shot over the weekend.
Hold on, give me a level.
Weekend of increased gun violence in the city.
Among the 15
Do it again.
people
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, Dan. Testing.
How's Dan coming through?
I can't hear Dan at all.
Hello, hello, hello.
Supposed to be on like one of the accesses or something.
No, he's just on a different mic here. No good, though, huh?
I can't hear him at all. And if he gets on a different mic there and you guys use the same connection, it might screw up your connection and you'll bleep out. So I wouldn't risk it.
Third weekend of violence over the 4th of July holiday. Brian Burrow, ABC News, Chicago.
Adrian Bankert,
Did you hit the right button?
This is an advertisement. Paid non-attorney spokesperson Ricky LeBlanc admitted in Massachusetts only. Cyclone Law LLC, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Greg Hoppy, New Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility.
Is that how you do it at Tom's?
If you know what mesothelioma is, you or someone you love has likely been affected by this devastating cancer.
Testing.
You may be entitled to compensation. Call Sokolov Law today. 1-800-736-2100. The only...
Is there anything on here? There's nothing. Oh.
I mean, I use this mic.
Okay.
I do all my
Okay, testing again. 1, 2, 3, testing. None.
Hold on.
For going to court
Testing,
or filing a
1, 2, 3.
lawsuit,
Can't
call
hear me?
for a free legal consultation at 1-800-736-2100. That's 1-800...
Go.
I wonder why it just simply doesn't. It just simply doesn't work, man. But mine works perfect.
Yeah. You sure? It's all the button. Yours is a little different. That's on. That's line or the side. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Hold on. See, I hear you perfect in here.
Oh,
Perfect.
Even
Well, there will also be drop
testing
boxes
again.
for
1, 2,
people
3.
who have
You just simply don't hear him, do you?
paying by
And
check.
nothing.
Susan Wicken report.
I don't hear him at all.
Okay.
EDU collecting fares again on all
Are you
buses
just saying that, Ann, so you don't have to hear me?
Practice had been suspended since early April 19th.
Hey! That's crazy.
Getting pretty lippy for just coming back into Colorado.
What? Get free what?
Getting pretty lippy.
Oh, me, yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me try this. Go.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Spring training.
How was that? That I know you heard. Does it sound okay, though, Ant?
Yeah, I heard somebody, but you're glitching out already.
Oh, really?
Impact traffic.
But, yeah, Mark's glitching out already. Like, it just takes... Like, the connection is not stable as is on this access, and then whenever you add another mic, it makes it even more unstable.
Do I sound okay now, though?
But you're probably going to go out.
They're tight.
All right.
You sound fine.
We'll try it.
Stations are being called out for some residents at that location. Lots of smoke. Just be aware of what's going on in the area. On the Metro Drive, that ramp, westbound I-70 to Bass
remember that mic's hot.
Shut down. You'll have to use an alternate route. And westbound I-2.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to shut it off.
No.
Oh, you don't have a shut off.
I don't want to mess with it.
It'll be mostly sunny, hot and hazy today.
What do you mean?
With a high of 91.
He's got a shut off.
Right now, clouds, breezy, and 85. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
The tax deadline is July 15th. Let the tax professionals at EY prepare and file your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Oh, he puts it on there. Well, that's a good place to
on the phone and wholesale on all natural stone, tear out and haul away free. And the bathroom is free with your kitchen. With the Art of Granite, you can have beautiful new
Very good, excellent.
in just 2 weeks.
I never thought about putting it on there. Tom puts it right there.
Get your price. 303-386-5919. Wholesale prices, granite, quartz, or any stone. 303-386-5919.
Hey, Aunt, who are the first spots I got?
.com.
This next hour, let me check. Century RV in Central Florida.
Of all time. Try to fit the facts of the day into his...
Did you get that?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Listen to him laugh. You will listen to him cry. You will listen to him do this. We either have to get out of here or we have to eat something. All 3 seasons of the Ron Burgundy podcast are available to binge now. Find the Ron Burgundy podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you...
All right, you're back on about 30 seconds.
The iHeartRadio app now has over 300,000 of the best podcasts from around the globe, making us number 1 for podcasts. So making it super easy for you to find what you're looking for.
Oh, Mark, this first break, there is no spot.
Okay, so second.
Yeah, so the second break you'll have Century RV and Simply Floors, but the 15 break there's nothing.
Cool, thanks.
All right, back on about 10 seconds.
All free. Your music, your stations, and number 1 for podcasts.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, do whatever we can to make... Yes, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better. You know what I love doing? I love taking a phone call. In fact, Doc's working on right now. Doc is working on a good one, and I'm hoping for a good update from Doc soon. But we had a caller, I think it was first hour, and apparently Cons, which is a furniture store. I've been in there one time. They do sell appliances and furniture, but really they're kind of like Rent-A-Center in a way, but you're not actually renting it. But they're kind of high credit risk, but it is all new stuff. You buy it, but it is for credit risky. Folks, and you know, some people don't have great credit, so if they need something, you pay a little more on interest. But they texted the guy. I guess he bought $8,000 worth of furniture, and they texted him, and it was them. I thought it was kind of weird to hear it, but they said, hey, if you pay this $2,800 right now, we'll go ahead and call it clear. So he paid the $2,800, and they acknowledged they got the $2,800, but now they want an additional $680. So I'm hoping Doc's going to have a great update on that pretty soon. But 303-713-8255 is the number. If you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, I want to hear from you. And listen to this. For the past 40 years, if you add up everything we have recovered, Tom started this over 40 years ago right here in Denver. $200 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, services directly due to this show. And think about that. That is more than most law firms have done. It's incredible. And guess what we charge? Nothing. So if you need help, I want to hear from you. 303-713-8255. We do have some lines open. Kim, you have a question on license plates. What's your question, Kim? I don't understand it.
In regards to everything he tweets. I noticed it.
Kim, are you there?
I think Kim is a little occupied right now.
Kim, I think, is listening to the radio or something. Here's what I learned about license plates. So I heard this morning on the news. Denver DMV opened up today, and one of the news stations was out there. The guy said it was 200 yards long, the line. Now, that's a little deceiving because, of course, social distancing. But even so, even if it's 1/6 that long, you're still talking, what, a 30, 40-yard line. I mean, that's a lot of people. So if you do need plates, I know this, if your plates are out of date, they have extended it through July. So here's a weird part. A cop can still pull you over, might pull you over, for having plates that are out. Let's say yours go out in June, but they will not write you a ticket. There's basically a period through the end of July. So if that's Kim's question, let's try Kim one more time and see if that's the question.
Mark, also, I think you have to make an appointment.
I don't know,
the other
because
piece of the puzzle.
No, what I saw this morning, listen to this, staff, some lady showed up there at 4 a.m. to get in line. Now, when I went down to get my motorcycle endorsement, I had to take the test down there. I made an appointment and showed up and took it, but people were in line. They had 2 lines when I went down to Douglas County. One was the appointment line, and I got in within a matter of 5 or 6 minutes. The other line were walk-up staff, and they were kind of squeezing them in when the appointments would go quicker, and those people were waiting a long time.
Ant had to make an appointment to get his ID. So that people should definitely go online and check, because I'd hate to stand in line since 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you could definitely
and not get in.
No. I know Denver. That's the only one I'm talking about right now, and I know Douglas because I went there. But when Denver opened up today, you do not need to have an appointment, but you're insane to go wait in line forever. If they're taking appointments, that is the way I would do it. Absolutely do it. Do you have any out-of-date stuff, Daff?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have any tags or license or anything out of date?
No, but my daughter did just buy a car, so she'll have to eventually.
Are you in Denver, though?
No, I'm in Greenwood Village, Dan. That's Greenwood Village, the great little town of Greenwood Village.
You know, I was putting together the KCOL show yesterday, and guess what's going to play down there on this coming Sunday? Actually, it might play this Friday in Denver. I've got it playing on multiple radio stations. But one of the calls I narrate has to do with Greenwood Village, and it was an incredible call, and I believe it was one of your neighbors. Do you know what I'm talking about?
About the house being blown up?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was listening to this guy, and this was on the news way back when. So I'm going through cutting up this audio. I've got a couple coming up this week on Friday, but one of them is when the SWAT team busted into the apartment complex and there was tear gas everywhere. That was a great call.
That was a house, and that was actually in my neighborhood.
No, I know that. I know the Greenwood Village one was. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely...
They had the SWAT
yeah, that's a rough neighborhood you live in, lady.
Yeah, they had a SWAT team over the big fence, the brick wall from I-225. I guess they were just they had ladders up, but you should have seen the house. Big, huge holes just blown into it.
Oh, it was crazy. And what happened?
Bad neighborhood.
Why did they do that? What was the deal? Someone ran in there off the street or something?
So someone had stolen a bunch of clothing from Walmart because they wanted to look good when they had to go into rehab.
Oh, nice.
And they got caught, and they started chasing them, and he ended up wrecking his car, ran over to the park behind our neighborhood, ran into the neighborhood and started trying to open doors, and he opened the door to this house and got in. There was a 9-year-old son alone.
Oh, my God.
The boy got out, but the house was full of, from what I hear, guns and ammo that were not locked up. And this guy was on drugs and was just shooting through the garage door at the police officers, and it just escalated. He actually ended up surviving. They ended up getting his sister there and talking him down, but they ended up bringing in the SWAT teams, and they were launching. Our whole neighborhood was locked down. The gal that lives right next door is a good friend of mine. I saw her sitting, and I brought her home with me, and she had damage and bullets in her home.
Here's what's crazy. The guy that owned that house, the reason he called into the show was because he was thinking Greenwood Village had to pay for some of the damage and stuff that was done that his insurance wasn't going to pay for. Did you know it was a rental house? So he didn't have the typical kind of coverage like you and I have on our residence, where if it costs more to rebuild than you're insured for, generally you have a 25-30% cushion. So as the price goes up to rebuild, regardless if it costs more or not, on a typical homeowner's policy, they will cover it. But on his, it was a rental. He was renting it to his kid, so he had renter's insurance. And the problem with the renter's insurance, it doesn't have that 25% cushion. So he called in trying to get Greenwood Village to actually pay for the deficiency in the cost. It was crazy. It's a great call, and you can hear that Friday along with other great calls. But anyhow, we do have lines open, 303-713-8255. Deputy Doc, did you get anywhere on that cons? That mic's hot now. Go ahead. Tell me what you got cooking.
Right now I'm getting the runaround, so I'm trying to a few more numbers.
From cons.
From cons.
But it is cons.
Yes.
All right, folks. We'll see what's going on there. And then, Daff, find out if Kim's still there. And then we do have lines open, 303-713-8255. Gabe, hang tight. The other thing, I'm going to tell a story when we come back. Daphne, did Suzanne ever tell you what happened to her on Miles' birthday years ago?
Oh, yes, she did. It's a good story.
It's a crazy story. It is the craziest thing that has ever happened to us. Now, granted, I wasn't here, but I got home very quick. It was scary as hell. Hold tight.
Clear, nothing.
What's that?
What'd you find?
That mic's hot now. Just make sure you talk into it.
You need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck.
Hey, ask Ant if that came in, that screwed up with our talk.
I started helping
Hey,
them cancel their timeshare contracts. And in the process, I started what's now called timeshare cancellation. The only thing that's
Yeah, is that all you want? You want to refresh something? All right.
And I should bought my laundry if you were fooling.
They won't.
Are you ironing too?
I leave all that in my cleaning mail. I do my laundry, and I hate folding it.
Oh, your cleaning lady does the clothes?
Yeah, she does. She's doing my
Yeah,
laundry.
Jan and Clyde's cleaning lady does their clothes too.
Yeah.
My cousin Jana, their cleaning lady irons and everything.
Oh, she irons it too? Ooh, that's a cleaning lady.
My cleaning lady does all my cleaning.
You're like many men today.
Yeah, but you like steaming. You can get a steam thing. You know, I bought one of those things. I can't stand it.
They're hard to
power.
Yeah.
You want to get back to
Otherwise, it dilutes it.
Now I got a steam thing. I don't ever use it.
You might have low testosterone.
I can iron faster and I can steam.
Oh, I can too. I should send you Mark's clothes over. You iron those for me, David.
No, but I bought a steamer because you were bragging about it.
Have you burnt yourself?
Did you buy it? How much did you pay? Well, take a guess. I mean, the one we bought was $700.
No,
Just feel better. Plus, the treatments are highly effective for
now that's a steamer.
You'll see results in just
And we wash the cars too.
testosterone therapy can change your life.
All you do is turn it on in your closet. Everything's clean. I never got dry cleaning, though. How the fuck does it clean it without water? How do they do it?
So chemicals. Is this
Just chemicals.
Is this a Seinfeld thing?
No, I've never got it. It's so weird, dry cleaning. So they spray it with a chemical, and then it's clean.
Yeah.
It gets everything out.
No, I don't know how good it does.
When's the last time we dropped something off at a dry cleaner?
like a couple years ago.
Yeah, like if it's a suit, that's what you got.
Some things you
Hey,
can.
John?
I'll tell you what, I got
Ken, listen.
What size are you?
What you need to do,
Suit?
Yeah.
you need to call up customer
I got an Armani suit.
and billing.
I'll trade you. All you got to do is bring me to lunch.
Ken from...
How about soup? I'm going to bring you some soup.
That's not a meal.
They won't give you any information because I'm not authorized. So you need to call up customer.
Actually, doing laundry to me is the easiest thing ever. Ironing.
I hate ironing with that gosh.
There's some people who like it. It's like a calming thing. I know. I I bought myself something else.
Ironing's a calming thing.
Did you know we're getting the COVID test or the antibody test today?
Yeah, that's what Mark said.
We are out of here
Yeah,
like
we have to
literally
leave as soon as the show's done today.
You're going to get the blood test and they're going to do it?
Yeah,
or you already
Kaiser.
gave it to them?
No,
we go
Kaiser's
down.
taking our blood.
Did you got to pay for it or?
Well,
So the blood test isn't the antibody.
I'm sure we pay
okay,
for
that
everything.
Mark.
There's
Oh,
no-
wait, are you doing the blood test?
We're doing
Antibody.
the serology test.
Oh, it's just the serology.
What
okay.
does that mean?
Well,
Oh, the
there's
antibody.
two things. You're testing the antibody.
Yeah.
the
I don't know.
swab.
I think they're taking blood.
Okay, well, that's the antibody.
Yeah.
Right.
Swab
It's
is
definite.
for- yeah, the
We're
swab is for
definitely getting the antibody. I just didn't
Her
know.
mom had she had a surgery, so they had to test her for it. She did not like it. They said they shoved that fucking thing so
And they
far
count
up
to
your nose.
10 real slow.
Yeah. Well, they want to get a good sample because they do it with the messenger RNA.
Daniel, my mother came down with breast cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
It's the actual. So here's what's going on with the cons. They wouldn't give me any
Wait,
information.
let's do it on here, bro.
Okay, geez.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I'm new with this radio stuff.
Thousands of homeowners can benefit now that mortgage rates are at or near the lowest in American history.
Well, they should do what they do in New York.
I'm going to use you on air in a little bit, Suzanne.
Oh, you are? Can I shower real quick or
No,
what?
no, just on the mic right here.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no camera.
to do what?
Just when the guy came into the house.
Best of all, there are
Oh, okay. Let me give me.
Let's reenact it.
application so you truly have nothing to lose and so much to gain by spending just 10 minutes on the phone with one of the
No, in New York.
You know the saddest part about that, though?
and we get to fit your
The
schedule.
saddest part about it,
You missed something in the game.
I fucking not only missed, and it was in the
That was
luxury
the
box.
saddest part about it.
And I had
The guy comes to
lobster.
our house with a gun. But the saddest part is he missed part of the game. Yeah. Leave some mark in brother's mouth.
They contacted her like how many years later?
He got out about 6 or 7 years later.
And they contacted every victim, or well, I guess really you might have been. No, did they contact Keith and
I don't think
The
so.
tax
I
deadline is
don't know.
July 15th.
dude,
All right, Mark, you're back.
the lady next door? Did I tell you
File
what
your
she did
taxes
when he
for
ran
you,
in there?
all without paper documents
Oh,
or
it's
complicated
crazy,
tax
man.
software. Get a free no obligation quote right now.
Wasn't
at
that Keith or
tax.chat.
was it,
Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Was it Kimmy's parents?
Clyde and Janice.
All right, here we go. Get ready.
Polis and Phil Weiser have done such a disservice to Elijah McClain, to
What
his
is comment on
family, to the
planes?
officers who are now under
license
investigation
plate.
by sitting around
Oh.
and doing
Oh, I
nothing.
thought it was a, maybe it was a Mormon place.
I keep thinking fucking dish
The
plates
golden plates.
Yeah, the Mormon plates.
It's
that were found out in the woods.
Right, the golden.
713-8255. We have some lines open. You have any questions, get in right now. 303-713-8255. So let me take a quick comment. Gabe, you had a comment on license plates. What is it, Gabe?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, I don't know if you're aware of it. You know, Key Supers and them have that machine in there. I went in there on a Saturday to do a renewal.
Oh, wow.
They just scan your registration and pop out your number.
Oh, that's
your
really
new
cool.
sticker and everything.
So but that's only
Saturday
for
morning. It took me 5 minutes.
that's only for like a few different options. Though those are actually up in Douglas County. They have those as well, and some stuff you can do online. But I don't think, like for example, I had to go in to take the motorcycle endorsement test. There was nothing you can do online, which, by the way, I think is crap. Hey, Gabe, I appreciate that call. And here's what I mean about that. I got my license, geez, I get it in Jersey or Oklahoma. I don't remember. I think I got it in Jersey. But I didn't have to have any kind of endorsement, and we're going way back. Then when we moved to Oklahoma, I bought my first motorcycle, and they didn't have any kind of endorsement. Now, they both do now. But it was no such thing. You could drive whatever you wanted to drive. And I've been driving a motorcycle for freaking forever. I mean, forever. My first vehicle was a moped, to give you an idea. Yeah.
They came to their senses.
In New Jersey, here's how it worked in New Jersey, guys. You couldn't get a driver's license till you were 17, but you could get a moped license at 15. But it had to be a real deal moped, which let me tell you, there is nothing cool about a moped. No, it's not just 50 cc's or less. It had to have pedals. It had to be a damn moped. So I had a motor pecan or a motor pecan or something like that. That was the kind I had. 303-713-8255. So check this out. This happened how many years ago, Suzanne? Get on that mic real quick. So I am sitting with my attorney down at Coors Field, and we are waiting for a game to start, and we were actually there with the Rocky Mountain News. We were in the Rocky Mountain News box, or not box, a suite. And all of a sudden, I don't think, did we have cell phones back then? Because you couldn't get me directly. They had to come up to the suite to pass the message on.
Well, it was May 11th, 2006, because Miles was 6 years old, and I just don't think cell phones were that great back then.
Yeah, for some reason, she ended up calling, and they tracked me down because she knew, she knew I was in one of these suites. So anyhow, check this out. In fact, you tell the story real quick. It was my son's birthday,
Yeah.
and you were putting together his pirate ship.
It was a Friday afternoon. The garage was open. You were gone. The kids were playing out in the cul-de-sac or out back, wherever. And I was sitting on the couch Miles said, Mom, can you clean up later and put my pirate ship together? So I'm sitting on the couch, and I can see the entry from the garage door into the house. And I'm putting this pirate ship together. The dog is put away because there's pizza everywhere.
Our Doberman.
And Miles is out back, and all of a sudden this guy walks in. And he's got his hand behind his back, and he closes the door, and he locks it. And
he
I
comes
can
in
see
through
him.
our main garage was
Yes,
open,
and I can
then
see him from where I'm sitting, and he just gets closer and closer and closer.
and it's no one you know.
And I have no idea who this guy is, and then he starts showing me his gun. It was a handgun.
The guy's got a freaking gun, walks into our house. The only reason we had our Doberman locked up is it was the kid's
she
birthday.
was a puppy. She gets into everything, and we were he just wanted me to build this pirate ship before I cleaned up.
It was crazy.
And so I'm looking at this guy coming towards me. I'm holding a pillow in front of me like that might keep me from getting shot. And then I just said, don't hurt me. And I ran out the back door where Miles and his friends were. I ran out screaming so loud, the cops that were chasing him heard me scream and knew where he was.
So listen to this. It all started down on I-25, like around Larkspur or somewhere. I guess it was a stolen car. The guy's running from not only State Patrol, but Douglas County. When they get off at the Castle Rock exit, Plum Creek, he's got 3 different police departments chasing him, and probably like 10 or 15 cops. They chase him directly into our neighborhood, and he ends up ditching the car down by our cul-de-sac and runs right into the house. I'm not there. She does the smartest thing in the world. Really, she just gets up and goes. He must have heard the dog going ape crap, so he turns around and leaves our house and runs into the elderly couple across the cul-de-sac. You know what she does? This will blow you away. This lady, how old do you think Janet was then?
Late 80s.
Oh, my God. She goes, hey, you look like you're a little tuckered out. Why don't you go sit on the porch and I'll get you a cup of water? He turns around, goes out to the porch.
Well, yeah, in the end, Mark, he was having an asthma attack, and that's why he was breathing so heavy and seemed tuckered out. They ended up having to take him to the hospital. His asthma attack was so bad.
And they say, cops are everywhere now. Swarm, swarm, like in Seinfeld. Literally, swarm, and they got him and took him away. He got, 5-10 years or something.
And you know what, Mark, to end it, I ran out of the house with little pirate ship pieces in my hand. I jumped the fence. I never drank a beer so fast in my life. The cops brought me back 2 hours later, and I still had those pirate ship pieces in my hand.
I got from Coors Field to my house in Castle Rock, and probably, remember, I'm in, not like just park there. I'm like, I have to leave there, get to the car, get home in probably 35, 40 minutes, record time. And I figured, I was doing well over 100. All I get is this message from my neighbors. A guy broke into your house. He's got a gun. And, the first thing you ask is, everybody safe? And they're like, yes, everybody's safe. They got the guy. It was just crazy. It was a damnedest
And Suzanne,
thing.
I'm really impressed that Mark is having you on the air to tell this story, because wasn't there a time when Mark actually owned this story as his own?
No.
He's done that. He's a story stealer, but not this
I
story.
bought that story.
He's not stealing this story, Daphne.
This
Thank
story.
you for having my back.
Now,
I have your back, girl.
He copyrighted the story.
Now, I will say this. There's one other small caveat I'll put in. When the Rocky Mountain, God, think of how long ago that was. Rocky Mountain News. There's something you just don't hear anymore. when I was in the suite, they actually would bring you whatever you want. So I had a lobster in a bottle of Patron, which is my favorite tequila, on the way. So I didn't get to have either of those. That guy ruined my day as well.
You didn't stop to get some juju for it?
All right, I digress on
Are
all
you
that.
guys drinking there or something?
No, that was Daft. That was a crazy day. I'm telling you, Suzanne was like, she was a trooper through that, and I got to give it to the cops too. When he got out 5-6 years later, they call you and warn you and everything. I mean, it's crazy. I don't remember what. Do you remember what he initially did? Why they were chasing him? Was it just a stolen car? See, there's got to be more. He must have been wanted for other stuff. Oh, he had a bunch of warrants out. Doc, tell me about cons real quick.
So I
Then
called
Ken,
him up-
Clayton, Mike, Richard, I promise I'll get to
Called
you.
them up about 4 times and finally got someone who almost knew what they were talking about, and they couldn't tell me whether or not they had a media relations or public relations department.
And let me tell everybody what we're talking about, recap. This guy calls up. Con said if you pay $2,800, we'll pay off all your furniture is good. He took him up on the offer. It was probably like a COVID offer, seriously.
Right, and they acknowledged the fact that he gave them the money that they asked for.
So what is the extra $680 they
That's
want
what
now?
we're trying to find out. So they
when you talk to someone and they look at the account, does he still owe $680?
They said they will not give me any information because I'm not authorized. So Don is now calling them up and giving me authorization to talk about his account.
Did you see the text from him?
I did.
What did the text say? Read it.
It says if you pay $21.94.75, your account will be cleared.
Okay, this is crap.
And they
So
acknowledged,
you saw the text?
Yes, and they acknowledged that they got the wire transfer.
Oh, my God. Let's call up. Let's do me a favor. Let's try the store manager at the Park Meadows branch. Let's try to shake somebody up. If you actually saw the text saying $21.94 and we're paid, and they acknowledged $21.94, what in the hell would this other $680 be?
I just got a text that I have permission. I'm going to call them back right now.
Oh, you have permission to talk to him?
Yeah, Don.
All right, hang tight. You know what? Cons, that's a con job. Hey, Dan, do you see how I did that? That's a double entendre.
All right, I'm going to go call them right now.
All right, let's go to, who am I going to here? Mike, what's going on real quick? Mike, tell me what's going on so I can figure and think about it during the break. Mike.
Hey, really quick. 1998, I built my house. I put copper gutters on my house. Been there for 22 years. Never changed the paint, the stucco, color, or the fascia color. Got a letter from the Homeowners Association this weekend that says my gutters do not match my paint.
But wait. It's been the way forever?
Since 1998.
Oh, my God. And you're not redoing them now. It's the actual, nothing has changed but the letter coming to you saying they don't match.
Nothing has changed, and plus they inspect my house as they do all of our
Let's do this,
neighbors
Daphne.
every year.
Okay, hold on. We've got a guy, Mike, put Mike on hold. We've got a guy, Stan, the man, the HOA dude, or whatever he is. Stan, the HOA guy. This guy knows more about rules and regulations than is healthy. So let's do this. Let's try to get Stan on. Daft, do you have that number, or do I got to get it to you?
I can get it. I've got that one.
Get Stan on. I want to ask him about this. I'm not so sure that they can do that, but I guess if everybody votes, let's find out. Hold tight.
Clear. 1 minute till Century RV, then Simply Floors after.
This is Denver's
Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 6:30 KHOW.
Who was it? Century and Simply.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
Well, it just wouldn't be a day in Denver without a crash downtown in that typical spot. This time it's on the ramp from eastbound 6th Avenue to southbound I-25. Seeing some stop-and-go speeds there. Travel through there with caution. Got a crash being reported on westbound I-270 approaching Vasquez. That explains the delays in the Commerce City Drive. And south of town or in the south area, Santa Fe.
You said Century first, right?
Gas fire at that location. Lots of...
Yep, Century RV first.
Thanks.
You can't just avoid that location altogether. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be sunny this afternoon. Hot, though, with a high near 91. Right now, mostly cloudy and 88. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 630 KHOW.
There's still
All right, here we go. 15 seconds.
You can hold it up in front of the camera.
Let EY prepare your taxes for you with Tax Chat by EY. Connect
That
with
hip
EY
and
Tax
joint
Pro
stuff,
right now
guys,
at
is
tax.chat.
unbelievable.
Download the EY Tax Chat app.
But get it at
Call
Sam's Club.
1-833 Tax Chat.
All right, Century RV. I got to tell you about Century RV. We just got back from almost a month-long trip. We've been doing the show remotely. We showed back up, but we were in our Century RV. We bought a beautiful Georgetown. It's like a 38 or 39-foot kind of bus-looking thing. It's absolutely beautiful. I shopped everywhere is the point I'm trying to get across to you. I shopped in Texas, where they have massive, massive lots of RVs. I also shopped in California and Las Vegas. I shopped all around the country. I bought it right here, and I got the best price. In fact, Century is so proud of their pricing. They're the #1 Cougar fifth wheel dealer in the nation. If you're looking for a fifth wheel, you got to check out these Forest River Cougars. They're absolutely gorgeous units, all different sizes. They start at $24,000. These guys, Century RV, also sell travel trailers. They have used stuff. They have a great service department. If you want the best price and the great service, CenturyRV.com. You can check out their inventory online, CenturyRV.com, or give them a call, 303-453-1111, or just head down. They're north of I-25 at exit 240 to Longmont.
And iHeart. Clear. 30 seconds to Simply Floors. It is also short.
1972, two congressmen board a small plane
I'd love to get
and disappear. Despite a massive search, they're never found. The case goes cold until a young reporter named John Walzak starts digging. What he finds is one of the strangest stories you've never heard.
Daff, I'm going to ask you something during this commercial.
Listen to Missing in Alaska on the iHeartRadio app.
Good stuff. Try one.
You didn't get the juju.
All right, listen, Simply Floors, Buddy Mitchell, I am not kidding. I'm in my house right now doing this show. Simply Floors did every lick of carpeting in this entire house, and they did a kick-ass job. I can't put it any other way. I saved a lot of money going with them. The Shaw carpet that we got is we've got lots of pets, and the coolest part about it, the stuff we got, it's called Life Proof. And they probably even updated it since I got it, but it's unbelievable carpet. The warranty is unbelievable, but it's got like a rubber backing. Anything a pet accidentally does not seep or wick into the carpet coming back in from the pad because of that layer of almost like rubber under it. Now, it costs a little more than cheap carpet by no means, but it's unbelievable. If you have pets, when you go to look at carpet, you got to look at that Shaw product, and Simply Floors also does the most beautiful hardwood. They do LVT down in my basement. It's absolutely gorgeous. And here's the coolest part. If you get your whole house done right now, oh, geez, I better watch this. Hey, Daphne, real quick, do me a favor. Can you get Buddy Mitchell? Try to get Buddy Mitchell on when we come back. I was going to give a discount if people do the whole house, but I don't want him yelling at me. So try to get him on. I want to know if I can give that discount. We're going to find out what he's willing to do. But if you get the whole house done, the LVT, the carpet, if you're looking to redo it, I'm going to pressure this guy into giving a great discount. But if you're looking for great flooring, they'll also bring their mobile showroom to you. We'll talk to him during the show. Hold on, 303-456-4660, or go to simplyfloorsinc.com.
Full of life in Flat Grove. Not what you had in mind during all those.
I was just about to say that was really long.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Thanks, Dan.
Today or your tomorrow. When you meet with
You didn't get the juju.
Oh, you can put Doc up?
They'll create a personalized plan for
Yeah,
your
put him up.
retirement designed to last your lifetime.
Here's Doc in there working his ass off.
Life, you've got money to live on.
Getting a headache.
Give Linda's office a call right now and schedule your
Prepare for a
no-obligation
tease.
visit. Take charge of your future. 720-488-8604.
You didn't get the juju.
I put on 5 pounds.
604.
This is Dan Kappas. You are probably
No, but
people say that's the average for the COVID.
5 pounds.
To fight the good fight, to stand up for what's right, and to do well by doing good. For me, it's fighting against
We actually ate quite a
insurance
bit.
companies on behalf of good
Well, like I
people
say, you quit
who've had their
intermittent
lives turned
fasting.
upside down by a very serious
To a degree. I have like
of a loved one. My
some peanuts
cases on a percentage fee basis.
during the
If I
show.
can be of service to you, please feel free to call me at 303-770-5551 or hit DaneCapitalistLaw.com.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions.
If you run a small business, every penny counts. So saving up to 30% on your workers' comp insurance is a big deal. That's why you need a workers' comp rate check from Pie Insurance.
He is a good
now
one.
available for small business owners in your area. Workers' comp insurance insurance
Hey,
rates
you gotta
vary,
see that
and yours
dog.
may have changed since you got your current policy.
What's that?
That's why Pi
It jumps
Insurance
the fence.
invites you to get a quick online
Which one?
quote right from your computer or smartphone. Simply go to piinsurance.com and you'll
Oh,
know in
your
just
kids.
minutes if you're overpaying. Pi Insurance
These
was
things
built
can
a
jump
better
so
way
easy.
to make workers' comp a
Mike
no-brainer.
Doberman.
With
Huh.
an easy
Bella
online
in her
experience
day,
and outstanding service,
even if
Pi
the
Insurance
fence was
will
higher than
protect your
that,
business
she
and
literally
your
could
employees.
grab it
Plus,
and
it
pull
could save you
over
up to
it.
30%. Do yourself a favor. Find out if your
She
small
was a
business
hellion.
is
That old
overpaying
dog,
for Pi
she-
Insurance. Check
man,
your
I
rates
ended
today
up in
and see how
court
much
with
you can
her.
save at piinsurance.com.
I had attorneys, man,
That's
it was that bad.
pieinsurance.com.
Well, it's so bad, it's a friendly dog, but it runs up really fast to other dogs, and people are scared.
How old is it?
You're over 55 with an IRA or 401k.
I'll
I want
say
to give
'cause
a
it's
free
a
copy
pup.
of my new book, Wealth.
I've learned
Building.
having a puppy
It's
again that
magazine.
older
Wall
dogs
Street's
do not
401ks
like
have failed
puppies.
millions of Americans. After losing 35%
They just
of my
think they're
IRA
annoying,
over the
I
past
think.
years ago,
Yeah, but,
I said enough.
I mean,
And since then, I discovered
your
a way to
dog
bring
run
in
up to other
potential
dogs?
double digits, reduce taxes for
Yeah,
my
dog
family,
parks and
also
stuff,
have
of
money
course.
protected when they're
Actually, he's better than he
When the
was.
next market crash hits, you lose nothing. Call Wealth
It's just a
Wall
puppy
Street
being
now
a
to get
puppy,
free
though.
book and talk to a specialist to discover
They
this
could be
whole
like
strategy.
listening and
Take
doing
potential
everything they're
double-digit
supposed
growth
to,
in figures
and then
never
something
lose
runs
money.
by and their entire brain
493
stops.
1717 to discover this asset.
He was,
Walt Disney and
we'll let him
Jason
off
Momoa
leash
will
in
work.
the,
Plus, when you call
you know, in the
Pipeline,
RV
you get free
park,
shipping and handling,
and
no
he'll stay
charge
right in our
for
section.
We'll send
He'd
you
like
free
going
copies
under
of
the
your
RV and
books
watching
and
everybody
games.
else.
Call
But then a certain thing like a fucking squirrel. People he wouldn't chase, other animals he might bark, but he wouldn't chase. But a squirrel or a bird, he'll go apeshit.
Bird too?
Oh God, he chases birds.
Funny how time slips away.
You're only half a dog,
That's
though.
what I feel like.
All right, back on to 30 seconds.
To get to this point and to do this album, it's been a wonderful ride.
Seven 138255303 Martino. Remember that number works on and off the air. And if you have any questions you have, we have so many experts. Really, that's what this show's about too, is education. I love going after the bad guys. I love going after not necessarily even the bad guys, like what Doc's working on right now with cons. Here, I can't wait to hear how this is a mistake, but I bet Deputy Doc actually gets it handled, and we can add another $680. If not, I'll fire him. That's it. Okay, he's a volunteer. It's hard to fire, but no. Deputy Doc does great. I got to ask him a few questions, too. Right after the show, 2 o'clock, I am bolting out of here, and Suzanne and I are going up, and we're getting the test to see if we had COVID. Not have it now, but, you know, the antibody test. So I'm dying to see what that's all about. And the reason we're doing it, did I tell you this, Dan? Addie, my daughter's boyfriend, he works up at a swanky country club, and they made him go out and test, and sure enough, he had it at one point in antibodies. I was quizzing him last night. I said, did you feel sick? Did you feel tired? Anything? It's remarkable. He said nothing, not even a headache, nothing. Now, he's probably 21, almost 21, or 20 years old, whatever he is, but it's amazing. Absolutely nothing. Now, oh, good, you got Buddy Mitchell on. Buddy Mitchell, hold on, I got to take a call, then I'm going to try to hit you up on something. Stan, the HOA man, so Mike called up. Bring Stan up real quick and bring Mike up, guys. So, Stan, I've got a question for you. And I do want to preference it with this. You know more about HOAs and the rules and regulations and anybody I know, quite frankly. And I want to remind people why, though. You really thought you were screwed over by your HOA years ago. Just, you know, tell the story real quick. What got you, you know, dedicating your life to basically fighting HOAs?
In brief, and in fact, the court case only lasted 5 minutes, and that also upset me. I had audited the financial, let's call it operations of the HOA, and what I found was, in brief, it was about $25,000, $30,000 unaccounted for, and when I needed some more financial records to complete the audit, the HOA board and the lawyer froze everything, and they sent out memos. Don't talk to this guy. So I said, damn it, I'm going to court. Now, as you probably know, one of the basic rights of a homeowner is access to financial records.
For the HOA.
I lost that case. Yeah, I lost that case. It was the most simple case, and I should never have lost it.
How many years ago was that?
And that, this is about, I'm going to say 8 years ago.
And since then, this guy has learned everything possible about HOAs. Really, you have. I can honestly say you've pretty much dedicated your life to trying to fight HOAs, just in general, or make them fair. I'm not saying you don't think HOAs have their place, but, I mean, I get what you're saying. Now, listen to this one, though. Mike calls up and says, hey, I have had the same copper gutters on my house for how many years, Mike? 25?
Since 1998. 22.
So 22 years. All of a sudden, and he's not looking to replace them, nothing has changed except a letter shows up in his mailbox saying, hey, your gutters do not match the color palette or whatever of your house. You need to change it. Can an HOA come back, even though you're not... Here's what I don't understand, Stan. Here's what I don't get. Could they come in and say, hey, we just changed the bylaws. You can't have a green house, and make you paint the house? I mean, does this guy have any way of getting out of having to change this?
Well, in fact, there's been some case law, and it's rare that a homeowner has won in this situation. What I don't know is, and what the homeowner can look into, generally these type of violations are grandfathered in, especially when the bylaws or the covenants and controls change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
On that grounds, he should be okay. But the period. Well,
he's not okay. What are they actually asking you to do, Mike? What does the letter say? The gist of it.
The gist of it, they're asking me to paint the copper gutters to match the house.
Right.
And I don't want to paint the copper gutters. That's why I put them on there. So they're maintenance free.
Yeah, and when I say,
just if I can ask.
Wait, hold on a second. Say what you were going to say, Stan.
Okay, when I say he could be okay, I'm going to give you the bad news real quickly here. And it has to do, does enforcement apply to all? Has anybody else been in that same situation that had a violation based on the current? When they change bylaws, again, the grandfathering in can be something he could win. Was there an original approval? There's some things I don't know.
Well, it's 22 years ago.
And I know, but we can cut through. I always say to folks, let's cut through it all. You probably feel you're on solid ground. It just makes sense. The problem is the only place the homeowner has to dispute this is in court, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
And it costs a lot.
And to go to court,
yeah, you're fighting
the
your own
homeowner
money.
must, right, and she must do the cost benefit on this. I can tell him right now, under the simplest court case, he's going to run into several $1,000s, and you better take a lawyer, and if he loses, he'll pay theirs. So,
yeah, we had a call. Listen, let me digress real quick. We had a call probably about, oh my God,
got a break soon.
Less than 2 months ago. And this guy went to court fighting the HOA. In fact, it was a very big law firm, the big one here in Colorado. And, well, hold on. When you hear what happened, it's not even funny. I got to take a quick break, though. You guys hold tight. And then Clayton, you hold tight. Ricardo, hold tight. And Buddy Mitchell, I appreciate you hanging on.
Clear. Full log coming up about a minute.
Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Revive Water-Saving Fertilizer and Soil Treatment.
There's a few trouble spots to watch out for. You drive across town there, downtown, southbound I-25, a bit stop and go from I-70, traveling down towards Spear there, and still seeing that crash being cleared on the ramp eastbound 6th Avenue to southbound I-25, a bit stop and go there. Down south, some evacuations are being called out for some residents in the area of Santa Fe near Titan Road, big grass fire in the area. Back in town, westbound Alameda at the I-225 interchange, crash being cleared there, avoid the area
I can
if
share
you
the link with you.
The weather forecast going to be mostly sunny, hot though, with a high near 91. Right now it's mostly cloudy.
The one coming up this Friday.
With your impact
this
traffic
Friday
and weather.
shows
I'm Pete
badass,
Wagner,
man.
630 K-How.
Put Revive on.
All right, 10 seconds till full law. It is short.
Greenest lawn in
You
your
just go back
neighborhood
and
while
randomly
saving
pick
water and
stuff,
money.
grab
Revive's
shows,
unique formula of powerful wetting agents,
Random,
soil
total
conditioners, and
random.
nutrients makes your lawn greener with less water.
Total
Use Revive. It works.
All right, listen to this, John Fuller. I use this guy. If you're hurt in an accident because of the negligence of others, you need a good attorney that'll fight for you. John has worked for me twice. He has fought, and he has done a great job. If I'm in an accident again or someone hits me again, guess what? I'll call him again. And I'm being very straightforward there. If you want a good attorney that you'll deal with on a personal level, you want to call John Fuller. Try calling one of these guys you see on TV or on a billboard or on the side of light rail. Call up and ask for the fat ass or whoever they are. Call up, seriously. See if you can talk to whatever, the bulldog or whoever it is. Guess what? You're not going to talk to the real people. You're not. You want a good attorney that will literally fight for you, and you'll deal with the attorney. That's John R. Fuller. I've used him personally multiple times. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
Friends is the podcast that recaps the.
I bet you've never heard fat ass used in a commercial before.
I haven't.
I love the show, and I'm always like, it's not annoying.
Okay, another
Give me
successful
the
mission
best
for
comment you can give us. So,
well, it's annoying when you.
What'd you get, Doc? The account is closed.
Did you figure it out?
They agreed that they reviewed the account, it should be closed.
Hold on, wait, let's do it on air,
Okay.
bud. Just because I asked you doesn't mean I want to hear the answer.
He was trying to tease you. To tease that.
It's the reverse
There's
tease.
a huge disconnect between the economy and the stock market. Investors are acting like stocks should be at all-time highs. The result is that your investment portfolio might not be properly positioned.
So,
for what
Doc, I'm going to ask you about my antibody test too coming
Let's
up.
review your portfolio together. along with
If I have the antibodies, how long do antibodies? I'm teasing you, giving you food for thought. Like when you get the flu shot, that's not antibodies, right? That's a little bit of the flu that creates the antibodies.
Right.
Do those?
We'll look at your situation.
I assume because the flu changes is why you get a flu shot all the time. But if you get antibodies for one particular flu, let's call it C47, do you constantly make antibodies for that for the rest of your life?
Tonight, 10 p.m. 888 Plan Rick. That's 888 Plan Rick.
I saw my husband burning with fever. We had to get him to an emergency room fast.
Laura saw that her husband needed urgent medical treatment.
I don't know the answer to that.
We're going to the hospital.
You don't be interested.
It could be different. The thing is, it could be different depending on the antibody too.
Is it how many miles going to get it to?
Oh, if we have it, I assume they have it. And that's the other thing. If my daughter's girlfriend, if my daughter's boyfriend had it, what are the chances she did it?
Right. That she
had to. And then if she lives with us, what are the chances she had it and we didn't get it?
We'll find out.
I know, that'll be so weird.
And his could be a fake, I mean not a fake, could be a
false positive.
I don't know, this is a pretty swanky joint, man. He sees Peyton Manning like every day.
Where's he work? What's the name of it?
Dispatch Health accepts Medicare and most major
Some
insurance.
country club,
Dispatch
I don't know, I'll ask Suzanne, she knows. But literally, he'll see John Elway. The last 3 or 4 days, Peyton's been there. I think Peyton lives in multiple places now, but that's all these guys do is play golf.
Yep. It's probably I'm sure they play Cherry Hills. That's where they all belong.
I don't know.
Yeah. I know for a fact that Elway and those guys belong there. Because I was on the waiting list, and Cherry Hills, the way they did it in the old days was they would go, sequentially by seniority. They built that manor right across from, I forget what it's called, right across on University. All the big shots live, and then they changed the rules for Cherry Hill so that you have to be nominated, and the seniority didn't count. So they nominated all of these, Shanahan, Elway, and all those guys. And I just said, forget it, I'm never going to be a member there.
I played somewhere where most people have never played.
What's that?
Sanctuary.
Oh, I played a couple of hours.
Have you?
We sponsored through the good years way back when. I sponsored a hole for State Patrol.
Yeah. You know, Leninger is very good about that. He lets almost every charity use that. He's really good because only 2 members of that club, him and his wife. But he has a tournament there every week. He's
Really?
Yeah.
Think of how much money you have to maintain a golf course with 2 members.
Right.
You think he's got a few bucks?
But he's very generous with letting the course be used for charities.
Money's so funny. You just chase it. You know, you're younger. You think 10 grand's a lot. Then you think 100 grand's a lot. Then you think a million's a lot. It's funny, and you just never stop chasing it.
Tell your smart device to
Are we
play
going to take
630
mine right or
K.
yours, Mark?
Probably mine.
Okay.
Anyhow, while you're working from home.
I haven't driven my car forever.
Denver's
doing
top
yoga.
station, available on
All right, today,
1,000 devices.
Oh, really?
We make it in time.
The hot yoga?
All right, 303-713-8255. Let me finish up really quick with Mike in this HOA issue. Mike, you got any more questions for Stan? I mean, really, if this ends up going to court, Mike, let me ask you a basic question. Have you called him up and said, hey, you know, this has been this way for 22 years?
I wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Keep in mind, and no, I don't have any more questions for Stan. Keep in mind, this house goes through an inspection every year.
Yeah.
They have accepted this every year.
No, it sucks, man. I would,
no,
you know
I'm
what?
not,
I wouldn't
I'm
mind
not
doing
gonna
this.
Go to court. I'd paint it first, but
Mike, do you want us to call over there?
Nah.
We're not going to shake it up.
No,
I would like to call over there. I'd like to say, hey, well, okay, but here's something. If you look at it now, is it in bad shape? In other words, could they make the argument, hey, this needs to be painted?
No. Actually, what their letter said, they said I painted it, and I didn't submit a request for a change of color.
22
but I
years
never
ago.
painted it. Therefore, well, I think so. I guess my point is, yeah, I think I want to go down this route. Go ahead and send them a letter. Say this has been like this for 22 years.
Yep.
See how they respond. Then I'll get back with you and say, hey, would you call these guys for me? Let's go that route.
And it sounds like, here's the interesting part. You say they inspect it each year. I would send them over.
Every year.
Yeah, I would send them over something pointing that out and say, hey, it's been this way forever. I think if they're reasonable at all, you should be okay. It should be grandfathered. I do not believe, but like Stan was saying, the problem is you got to take them to court. I think if you're automatically grandfathered in, there's not much they can do unless they're going to make the argument that, hey, it doesn't look good, it's not kept up, it's cracking, it's doing something. If they have that argument, I don't think you're going to win it.
Good. I mean... It does. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
And I am the only one in the neighborhood with copper gutters. And I will tell you this, that now, I was the first house in the neighborhood when it was built in 1998. The whole neighborhood's been built since.
Sounds really nice. So copper. You're not saying copper-colored gutters. You're saying copper gutters.
No, they're true copper gutters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That sounds beautiful. And it sounds expensive. All right. Hey, I appreciate it, Mike. And then if you want to just go to Stan's or email Stan anything, Colorado HOA Forum at gmail.com. Colorado HOA Forum at gmail.com. And if you're listening, Stan, you don't mind taking email questions if people have general questions, right?
No, absolutely not. And you and I, we don't know all the facts in this case.
No.
But if he is pursuing any type of architectural change or work on his house, that has to be approved. So that may be the argument. If he's going to change something, even though he just redid
Nope, I quizzed him. I quizzed him on that. He said nothing's changing and nothing is going to be changed. I quizzed him on that. And so unless if he's lying.
No, let me just say I'll do this real quick. Rental properties, when the restrictions say no more rental properties, there's plenty of cases to say they grandfather in the rentals that are there, then
usually
they expire.
That's in a town.
The other thing is, the damn shame of this whole thing is there's a bill before the Colorado legislature that House Bill, it was 1200. Guess what was in there?
What?
Dispute resolution, and the HOA state office was to handle disputes, just like this gentleman's.
Yeah.
For no cost or little cost. And guess what happened?
It got
For the
passed or
third
not
year
passed.
now, they pulled it out of there,
Oh.
and that
Don't even vote on
does
it.
not exist.
Oh, that sucks, man.
No.
Because that would be the way to go. Because really, if you're fighting your HOA, thank you, Stan. Listen, folks, if you're fighting your HOA, it's your own money. These guys have unlimited resources. You're fighting all your neighbors and their money. It's crazy. And then you're paying cash out of pocket for your attorney. All right, everybody hang tight. Monica Clayton, Ricardo, you guys are up next. Buddy Mitchell, I'm sorry, I promise, right after the break.
They should have an ombudsman.
Clear.
Nobody, right?
I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry.
No, you're good.
Breaking news about
Man,
Grainberry cereal.
grandma's making me hungry. That grandeur.
Chances are you
I got flip
No,
phones.
I'm kidding.
I
It
got
was a joke.
chips.
It was a joke. Do you have a charger for iPhone?
Yeah, let me get you one.
I know it.
Healthy
You know what they said?
cereal for your
That's
family.
that's sugar. So it's apparently if sugar with an oat cereal, it's not as bad for it. That's what they're doing.
Old cereal?
Oat cereal with sugar.
What is so lovely?
Apparently the oats keeps you from spiking.
Coconut strips
Cereals without whole grains speed up sugar absorption.
are never mushy oats.
Not good. Grainberry cereals.
What is this?
That is a
Charger is more like Daniel's, the ancient iPhone.
Honey Nut Toasted.
Mine's an 8.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, you must have got a new one.
I did.
KRS HD2 Denver.
This is Denver's talk station, 630
And it's locked.
What you just my phone, Suzanne?
The last time I saw your phone, it looked like it was...
It still worked good though. It's a 6.
Suzanne, this is so good. My ex-wife hates my phone, and my phone wasn't new plan.
Oh, really? Does she not know it?
No, you know what she said? She got remarried,
Louisiana law
and she
requires
pays for my
abortion
sons,
providers to have admitting
her
for
new husband's
nearby
kids,
hospitals.
her and her
Decision
husband.
the
They said,
Supreme
you know what,
Court said
Kim?
the law was identical
When we
to
changed,
the Texas
it's $20
law
a
the Supreme
month
Court struck
for
down
you.
4 years
Just
ago.
don't-
You guys must have ended amicably.
Our divorce cost $250.
Oh, okay.
Only $300. Well,
And he made her pay it.
The decision said there was no significant health-related problem.
no, we're still best friends.
That's awesome. I don't know if Mark and I divorced, if we could be best friends, maybe.
Finding the Consumer
Doubt
Financial
it.
Protection
She married my best friend from third grade.
powers by not
Wow.
allowing
She after you, she remarried your best friend.
Right.
And she must have met him through you.
Well, yeah. We used to go on
uptick in
trips.
coronavirus.
You know, his family and mine
ABC News.
went on.
A search is underway in Oklahoma for the man who shot at police
Now you wonder what's happening to the tent next door.
So I know what happened. About 2 years after we got divorced, or 3 years.
About 2 days after you got divorced.
I know it's like 3 years. He was in D.C. And my ex-wife was doing
ran on foot.
And she wanted to go to a conference in D.C.
Clearly has no problem shooting at police officers, so he will have no problem shooting at civilians as well. Whereas previous criminal records primarily related to property crime.
And so she went to D.C. and I think I said,
Air
look,
travel
we've
could
known
see
each
a
other
bump
for
as we
25
head into
years.
the July
We
4th
know that we
holiday.
like the same
Atlanta's
things. We do
airport predicting twice
Let's just
as
get
many
it on.
passengers to fly
Just like Doc.
Right.
at the beginning of the 4th of
Get it
July
on.
weekend
Really.
than it has
Literally.
been over the past
So
few
it was
weeks.
no scandal of my
This,
bad.
as ABC News learns that all major U.S. airlines
Did he ever call you and go, hey, this is a little weird?
answer a series
Yeah.
of health questions
And we worked
when
it out.
check into flights.
That would be a weird call.
Adrian Bankert, ABC News.
Actually,
Although 2 or 3 years later, that's really different.
Yeah.
If it was a week later, boy,
Yeah.
Great author.
I'd have a lot more questions.
Blitz makes predictions
No, but when
about
she came
Trump
back-
that will shock
when
you.
she came
Blitz
back
is in
from
bookstores.
DC,
Or see the free offer and
she
save
was still working in my
$28. Just
office.
call 800 Newsmax.
The
800
deal was, she was
Newsmax.
gonna
Or go
work
to
in my office. I would pay
Blitz411.com.
her salary and pay her
Blitz411.com.
college.
Mike Huckabee says
And
if
once she got a
everyone read
master's,
Blitz, Trump
no
would win.
alimony.
Newsmax says it's the best book of
And here's the
2020.
process.
Get Blitz or call 800 Newsmax for
No,
the
so
free
she came
offer.
all day.
You don't get it. You're after all these Seinfeld things out there.
The bro.
Try Babel.
No.
Babel
He
starts by
went and
teaching you
asked,
words and phrases that gradually
when they
get
broke
more
up,
complex.
when,
Soon,
George's dad
you're practicing
broke up,
short
the
conversations.
bra salesman wanted
So in
to take her
15
out.
minutes,
Oh, that's right. He threw a fit.
language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you'll actually use. Babbel, language for life.
Juju,
Now try
remember when
Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a language today.
Oh, he got stabbed.
And she went and bought Juju fruit when
He's stab-worthy.
Ken Hall News Time, 103.
I'll tell you, that guy was
No, he got.
was picked up by Nikki Susie on Friday, and he has not been.
I know which one. She's in the movie theater, and she's got to go, but she wants the Juju piece. And then he gets mad later.
Right, because she says, where'd you get the Juju fruit? Because he was in the hospital. But he wasn't stabbed. The stab-worthy one.
I think he was stabbed. Stab-worthy because, big head.
Yes, I'll tell you a great story. When I was dating this woman, after 2 or 3 times I emailed her, I said, well, am I sponge-worthy yet? She calls up a friend and she says, what is he? Does he want to take a shower with me? What? She didn't know what sponge-worthy was.
She never saw it.
So a friend told her.
I'll take 4. Well, how many's in a case? 12. I'll take half a case. Now, give me a case.
Right.
How many cases do you have?
She thought you were a loofah. Maybe she thought you were what I'm talking about.
Who was that guy? Oh, Bill O'Reilly.
You call him falafel?
I said I can't believe it. Bill O'Reilly's in the shower with a falafel.
He wants to rub with a falafel, right? You know what a falafel is, right? It's like
some kind of food.
It's a fried thing made out of chickpeas.
And why would he be in the shower rubbing down a woman with a falafel?
Right. Not a taco. Falafel is a big thing in the Mideast. It's fried chickpeas.
Chickpeas. I don't even know what a chickpea is.
It's what hummus is made
Hummus, right.
Hate hummus.
Hummus is just sesame oil and chickpeas.
Hummus is.
Well, no, they put other flavors in it. No.
Well, if it's garlic flavored or like it's, fire roasted.
Line is July 15th. Let the tax professionals at EY prepare and file your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no-obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
If you have a website, you can get a free analysis of how it looks online to someone who loads it, what the images do, how you show up in search engines, and it's all free at getfoundfast.com. They want you to be their client.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they're
Sounds
doing
good,
when it
though.
comes to website presence and when it comes to websites and making them Google friendly.
I'm having Lady Belgian call tomorrow.
I didn't know they were kind of Renaissance-y.
Yeah.
And we walked in there, and I'm like, how come your prices are fucking higher than everywhere? And the guy was like, he was straightforward. He goes, we're kind of credit risk people, so we charge a lot more. But here's where they get you. They act like their interest rate's low, like 8-9%, which for high credit risk, that could be low compared to Rent-A-Center. But then they also sell it to you for way more than you could buy it anywhere.
We either have to get out of here or we have to eat something.
What'd you say, Ant?
Ron Burgundy podcast.
You're back in 30 seconds now. 20 technically.
Thanks.
Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever.
So you go to the same place that I went to for
Kaminsky.
yoga? That hot place?
Where are we going? Parker?
We're going there today and Wednesday.
And they're open now, huh?
What time is
it? 12 to class, you have to reserve.
Starting at 7 a.m.
Isn't it 3:30?
30K how?
Yeah, we have.
If we make it.
The Troubleshooter Show.
It's been so long.
March 12th.
Chad, we're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, try. And I mean it, try to make your life just a little bit better. We're also here to entertain, but really, my job in life is to help you. If you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, I want to help you. Tommy Boy started this thing over 40 years ago. By the way, he'll be back in tomorrow. He's finally taken a couple needed days off. It's, I don't think, when's the last time he's been off, guys? Do you remember? Is that on? Doc?
Yeah, the mic's on.
Yeah, so when's the last time? You guys have been over doing the show with him.
We've been over there almost every day since the COVID started.
Yeah, it's been a while. I love doing the show on the road, by the way. It was fun. We got out a lot. We ran into a few technical difficulties with Wi-Fi in a couple places, but AT&T 4G came through most of the time.
No, for the most part, it worked pretty cleanly.
Yeah, so what's going on with Cons? Let me tell everybody really quick if you're just tuning in. So we had a caller call in, and he bought furniture at Cons.
And he got a text from Cons saying if he paid X amount of dollars in full,
$2,800.
No, it's $2,194.
Okay.
They would consider the the contract fulfilled, he wouldn't have to pay any more money, and it was less than what he owed. So he sent them a wire transfer. They admitted they got the wire transfer, but they were still billing him for more than $650.
Which would be the difference between
Right.
the $2,800 he owed and the
Right,
21.
and the $21.94.
So you finally got through.
I finally got through to somebody. They looked up the account. They agreed that it was paid in full, and they are in the process of calling him to let him know that his account has been zeroed out.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
Ant, I want you to get the dinger ready. That's another score for the doc.
I already pulled it out.
I like when Tom's not here, you still have his dinger in your possession.
Don't go there.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm just saying. It's kind of weird. 303-713-8255.
Wait till you hear about the Vivant tomorrow.
Which one?
The Vivint security that everybody has a problem with.
How many calls can you get on one security company?
Wait till you hear what we did for this lady with
You don't
Vivint.
want to do it now?
Do it tomorrow.
All right, I like
I
that.
don't have my notes.
All right, listen. 303-713-8255. Daff, bring up Simply Floors real quick. Then I promise, Monica, we're going to help you out. Ricardo's got a comment on evictions that I'm dying to hear, and then Clayton's got a scam. But Buddy Mitchell, how are you, man?
Actually, Buddy dropped off. Sorry.
You might have had to go take a call. Sorry.
That's all right. Try to get Buddy back up. I've got to ask him something. Tell him I'll come right to him. He has no idea I'm cold cocking him. He owns simplyfloorsinc.com. And basically, maybe he was listening and doesn't want to give a big a discount as I was thinking. We'll find out, though. Let's go to Ricardo. You've been hanging on for a while. What's going on, man?
How are you, Mark?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. So I'm a landlord, and Governor Jared Polis recently, well, before the corona, pardon me, before the corona, did there's no more 3-day evictions. I don't know if you heard this discussion. It's now 10 days.
Did it
Before
pass?
you can,
I mean, was it just a directive?
Yeah, a notice to comply. Yeah, notice to correct, notice to comply, unlawful detain, or whatever, for whatever purpose. So it's now gone to 10 days. Well, on the 16th of this month, and by the way, I have a tenant that has failed to pay me for June, only paid part of the rent and said they're going to be out, but right now they're not communicating. So I'm in a position for eviction. But on the 16th, it's 30 days.
Oh, my God.
30 days. That on top of the 10 days, so it's 40 days.
It's 40 days notice to evict somebody now.
Exactly, and I want to know if you guys have been discussing this. I mean, we have to stand up as landlords. Here's my point. If it, you know, I understand everybody's suffering from corona. We're all in it together. But how about people that are carrying notes on cars? People are, can you now suspend your car payment? How about electricity? Don't have to pay that until you're back on your feet. Cable,
No.
you go down the list. Cell phones.
And what
why are they
sucks
picking
is
on us?
what sucks is if you have a mortgage on that property, your bank's not giving you any leverage. Now, if it's your own residence, you can do a forbearance or something. But if it's a rental property, I don't think anybody is doing anything for anybody that owns a property. I mean, I agree with you, man. I don't know what to say about it, though, Ricardo. It is what it is.
I know,
Hey,
but
Ricardo, we've been
if
saying
anybody
all along that if someone's getting $2,400 a month in unemployment, that they should pay part of that towards the rent. There's no reason why, if they're getting that much money from the state, that the landlord shouldn't get a little bit of it to defray your expenses.
Do your tenants, do you even know if they're still working? Do you know anything about their situation?
They claimed on June 1st a burden due to corona for whatever reason, and they paid part of the rent, and then they said, well, we're going to be out by the middle of the month, and here we are at the end of the month, and now we're beginning a 30-day notice to comply. And by the way, Mark, Denver, in all their wisdom, they've postponed all court proceedings concerning these issues, other than criminal cases, due to shortage of staff or corona, until July 26th. Now, imagine how many people are going to be lining up on July 26th. It's going to be like the DMV.
No, and the court
trying to
dates
get
are going to
in.
be crazy. I know. Basically, if it's eviction and money-oriented, they're pretty much doing nothing in Denver. Now, just so people, I want to be clear about this, if you have a tenant that's cooking meth or something illegal, they will go in there and get them out of there. But, man, it's got to be it's got to be a pretty big deal. I feel for you, man.
Right. Well, I hope you guys have a show on this. This is very important. There's a lot of people like me. We're just small landlords. We need that money to flow. I got to pay my bills. I'm in a good position, but, you know, I'd like to hear discussion on this because
well, here's the deal, though, man.
Unfair.
Discussions on some stuff, I mean, if they naturally happen, that's great. If we have other calls on it, I'd love to discuss it. But listen to this, man. Think of how many landlords there are compared to tenants. That's where it's always strange. If you look at our listener pool, we've got, let's say we got 200,000 listeners at any second. Now, here's the deal with that. How many of those are tenants compared to landlords? I mean, the amount is silly. Most people are tenants, not landlords. So most people are always going to not have that heart or those feelings for the landlord. It's going to be the opposite. They're going to feel bad for the guys getting kicked out. But what people don't think of is this guy I'm talking to, he has got what? He's got HVAC stuff that breaks. He's got insurance to pay. He's got property taxes to pay. He's got a whole gamut of stuff he still has to pay. He might have a mortgage on this property. I do. I feel horrible for the landlords out there, especially, and I mean this, how about guys that own, 4, 8, 12 complexes, and all of a sudden, 80% of their people aren't paying. How the hell do you stay in business? I mean, it sucks, man. I get you, Ricardo, and I appreciate your call, and we'll see if anybody's got comments.
You know what?
on
I would love to hear from landlords if they had any contact with their mortgage holders who are giving them forbearance. Let's find out.
Not on rental properties. I don't think there is anything. Why would you? If you're a bank, you're already giving forbearance to people that live in that house, which I can understand. You don't want them out on the street. You're going to play ball with the government. But I don't think they're doing anything.
Well, let's find out. If anybody knows about that, give us a call.
Think of malls. What do you guys think of this? In honesty, how they were on the way out already. I mean, where's Sears? Where's J.C. Penney's? Where's all these anchors we used to call them back in the day? What is Macy's? I mean, they're not doing very good. How do you compete with Amazon? How do you compete with Costco? You realize I can buy some of the same clothes in Costco for $8 that Macy's wants, $49 for. What do you guys think we're going to do with malls? And that's where I'm going with this. If malls don't play ball with tenants right now for these small businesses, where's the old toy stores? Have you guys seen a toy store anymore?
Toys R Us, and I think Toys R Us went out of business.
Yeah, Toys R Us went bankrupt. If you think back in the day, back in the mall where I came from, it was called KB Toys or K&B or something. But all the toy stores are gone. Think of what else is in malls. What else is going to be there? Like Dick's Sporting Goods. They have a nice store in the mall. But my God, I mean, who goes through the trouble of going into the mall? And if I was Dick's Sporting Goods, why am I spending all this money on primo property where I can go grab an old Kmart or an old this or an old that building for next to nothing now? Malls are going to change. How Southwest Plaza, I think, is still kicking. What's the big one down here by us? Park Meadows is nice, but man, they're starting to empty out left and right.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, man.
I was thinking, I had a theory on malls because I used to go to malls all the time.
As a kid to hang
out there. Yeah, just to hang out there. And now, I don't anymore. I don't even go there to
shop.
But
hold on. Before you finish your thought, Ann, I did the same thing. But back when I did it, I'm double your age or almost. Back when I did it, we had arcades we would hang out. We had movie theaters in the mall. What, in the last 5 or 6 years or whenever you were hanging out at a mall, what did you guys actually hang out at the mall and do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We would go to GameStop because then they had game demos in there that we could play. So that was our version of the arcade.
Yeah.
And then we would go to the movie theater that was in the mall and just bounce back and forth between there and the food court. But what I'm thinking is what if they put Chili's or On the Borders or some of these actual chain restaurants that people want to go out to in the mall. Then while you're on your way to the restaurant or while you're leaving, you might see something in a store, stop by and buy something. So it could increase business if they put actual restaurants instead of some of these little food court things in the mall. They can put real restaurants in there.
I'll tell you something that's ingenious. There's a group of casinos in Las Vegas that are very successful, and they're not down on the Strip, and they're not in old downtown. They're called the stations, and they're on the outskirts everywhere.
They're for locals.
Yeah, they're locals, but I love it when I fly in. They own really nice properties, too, and I'm going somewhere with this, but one of the things they do, and when I say nice properties, Red Rocks is probably one of the nicest resorts in Las Vegas, honestly, and Green Valley is beautiful. We're not talking like rundown casinos. They do own some of those. They do own like the Palace Station. That's kind of an old school deal. But here's what they do, and they're nice ones. Listen to this, man. They must have said to themselves, you know, people can't gamble all the time. It just simply can't happen. They have bowling alleys. And these bowling alleys are unbelievably nice. They've got pool tables. They have movie theaters. They have restaurants. They have all this entertainment stuff that you can do when you're not playing blackjack. And I agree with you, Ant. If these malls come up with other stuff, then maybe some of these stores will survive. But I don't see it happening, man. When's the last time you were in a mall, Ant?
Maybe a year and a half ago when I first moved up here just to see what Colorado malls were like. I went to I think it's the Colorado Mills Mall.
Oh, yeah,
the one that I went to.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one. That was like the last time I went. It was just like a year and a half,
People
and I think
don't
I
go to
got
malls.
I got maybe a pair of shoes from Nike because they were on discount. But
All right.
other than that, I haven't gotten anything.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. I promise. Monica, Clayton, Becky, I'll get right to you. No more lollygagging.
Clear. 30 seconds until
Steam Pro. Sure.
iHeartRadio, straight from the studio with Jimmy Buffett.
The thing about having a 50-year career, I've seen some things. You know, this pandemic isn't the first thing that knocks you off the rails. It's kind of like steering your way through a bad storm on a channel. You've got to figure out how to get through it.
All right, here we go. Steam Pro Shorts.
Album Life on the Flip Side, now on iHeartRadio All Access.
All right, Steam Pro has got a deal going on right now. These guys use very hot water when they come in and do your carpets. I mean, like 200 degrees plus. It kills everything. You're afraid of viruses and germs. These guys will take care of you. And, of course, they do all the safety stuff right now. All their technicians are wearing masks and gloves they put on the booties, and that's for every single job. These guys have been locally owned and family owned for more than 33 years. This is a company that's going to be around, and like I said, they use 230-degree water, and man, it kills germs just naturally. They also use 100% green products, and they have great deals going on right now. If you've been putting off that carpet cleaning after winter and mud and all that stuff, it's time to give these guys a call, and here's the offer, and it's going to blow you away. Ready? 3 rooms, $89. It's time to call. These guys want the business. They're back up. They're running. They got trucks they want to move. $89 for 3 rooms. 303-795-2222. 303-795-2222. Or check them out at steamproinc.com.
Have you been lied to by Washington politicians?
Is that it, this break?
Propaganda machine. Hi, I'm Meek.
Yep, that's all.
Selling author Brett Kitchen. And if you're
When's the last time you guys heard of all?
401k, I'll give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA crash years ago, I since then I discovered a way to grow money potential.
I've never ordered anything
reduce
online.
taxes dramatically, and also have my
I go to Park Meadows, but it's just on the outskirts of the restaurants.
You lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond
When's the last time you bought something at the mall,
man?
man?
Specialist to discover this little-known strategy.
Like literally in the mall.
During good years and never
I haven't been to Park Meadows. I don't even think.
800-493-1717.
Except for Perry's.
How about you, Miles?
He went to the mall.
See, kids don't.
Do you hang out at the mall?
Kids don't hang out at the mall anymore, do they?
Oh, you meant like 6 months ago.
No, I went a couple weeks ago, but I like went to buy a shirt. Those our kids don't go to hang out.
When you were in high school, though, did kids hang out at the mall or no?
Hey, this is Al Robertson from down here in Louisiana. So our good friends at Omega XL.
Mom said you got like a
That's where I go.
for like 12
I notice as I'm getting older, as Dad's getting older, as Jason's getting older, we're all learning that information is a real problem. You got back problems, neck problems, shoulder problems, leg pain, and if you leave it untreated, it can cause permanent damage. And a lot of people try the pain relievers and the creams and all you're doing is masking the problem. Omega XL goes right to the inflammation. Backed by 30 years of research, it's powerful, it's
They go off.
reduce
So
pain, but also also goes to the real
First of all, they
stock.
fuck you because
Nothing
they go
like
off
it in all
retail
the
when you
world. So
buy
here's
it
a special
new.
offer.
So when you first buy it and
Order
register
now,
and
you get
pay
your
taxes,
second bottle
they
free.
go
That's
off
a
of
great deal. For more information,
180,000 on
visit
that. But I only paid 130 for it. Talk about driving me fucking insane. Make any sense of that in the world. That's how they do it in Colorado. I have no idea how they do it. That even goes off of my cars. It's ridiculous.
Well, because otherwise I could sell you a car for $1, and they'd be stupid. That's why.
Yeah, but this is a legit deal, though.
They don't differentiate between
I don't know. That blows me away. I'm like, why am I paying taxes on 180? They go, well,
Am I your new favorite mom?
I said, well, I don't think anybody's ever been born that's paid MSRP. MSRP's for suckers. See, that was what you missed.
I know, I didn't know what it is.
The parts you need.
And I ride this recycle. Dude, we have to leave like before the show is over for a COVID test or antibody test. Then we're hitting yoga, then we'll be home.
Get them off of.
Free one-day shipping and over
wow.
160,000.
You're eating 12 of these a day.
Oh, but you will need your help getting it down.
What penny bar was it?
I think it was a Clark bar, but I'm not positive.
Daniel, do you know men would offer to help Mark take that motorcycle down and he wouldn't let him. He'd make me help him.
Yeah, because I want to get good at it. Seriously. We'll be in the middle of somewhere where there's no one down.
I think I can prove it myself.
We got to figure out.
Well, do you lift it off, or do you have like a little ramp?
Dan, those bikes are heavy.
Yeah, well,
Harley, yeah.
Was a lot heavier.
What is it, 250 pounds?
I don't know.
302. 302.
302 pounds?
Uh-huh.
That's it? How much does like my SUV weigh?
He's got a Santa Fe.
$3 grand. 3,000, 4,000 pounds?
Which can mean tens of thousands of dollars in long-term interest.
That's probably about right.
Monica should have a clean cut. She just goes to the wage and salary board, right?
If she's W-2.
Yeah.
To learn more, that's
Dude, we've been through every audit at Troubleshooter.
or online at AmericanFinancing.com.
Remember how often I got audited at fucking Goodyear Zone? Computer stores?
Prepared and filed
usually
fast.
sales
This could be a
tax.
hot and breezy day,
Property
but
tax and
just
sales
the
tax.
wildfire smoke may crop up from time to time.
Sales tax audits
95 degrees.
are very common in Denver. They just, every year. Parker was every year. It didn't matter. It wasn't that you were on the radar. Every business that paid sales tax would get the audit.
Free no obligation quote right now.
I've been audited by the IRS twice.
Or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Mallory fucking killed it for me both times. No problem.
Online at khout.com.
I think a lot of it was because of the good years. The way I was calculating income. But it was all good. All right, 303-713-8255. All right, let's see what we got here. Richard, real quick, you got a comment on the mall, and then we're going to go to Monica. What is your comment, Richard?
I think you're right about the malls, but if you think about it, they used to pay for the infrastructure, but now I pay for that PIF.
You pay
anytime
for what?
I go to a new mall, the public improvement fee PIF.
Oh, I see.
So
what
where
you're
are those
saying.
millions? They could give their tenants a break because they're not paying for that infrastructure they used to pay for.
Well,
Just something to think about.
my main deal with the malls, though. Think about this, man. I mean, why do you need a store the size of, say, Macy's or Nordstrom's? I don't even see the purpose in it anymore. It just doesn't make any damn sense. And then inventory. I talk about Best Buy a lot, and you know what? I don't care if people like Best Buy. I can't stand them. The last 2 or 3 times I walked into a Best Buy, they have no inventory. They have the radio or the stereo on the shelf or the refrigerator out for display, but if you want to leave with it, my God, they don't have it. It's remarkable
But that's
to
what's
me.
killing them. People go there to see the product, and then they order it from Amazon.
Yeah.
So if you want to look at 4 different models of TVs, you go to Best Buy, you look at them, and then you go home and call Amazon.
And then you price shop it. I'll tell you one. Hey, thanks for that comment, Richard. You're right, though. I don't know why we subsidize any form of malls anymore. It's almost like these stadiums. Oh, speaking of stadiums, guys, really quick. This one in Las Vegas now, this new Raider Stadium is beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God. It is something you'd think you'd see in Dubai or something. It's better than Vegas. It's too nice for Vegas. And it's damn too nice for the Raiders. Monica, what is going on? This is serious. You haven't been paid by your employer. Are you a W-2 employee, and who was your employer?
It was Grubhub. I was working for Grubhub. I signed up before the coronavirus really took place, and then I was just going to do it for extra money, but then my hours got cut. I was trying to figure out how I was going to make ends meet. So I was like, I'll just start delivering.
You got to help me.
Reached out to them, and I'm like, what else?
If you said Uber, if you said numerous different people, I would already know the answer. But with Grubhub, I assume you were an independent contractor, almost like an Uber driver. Is that not correct?
Correct. Your own vehicle, your own gas, your own time.
Okay, so when you say they're not paying you, I thought you got paid right through the app like Uber or Lyft. How does it work?
They pay you once a week.
Okay.
You have to enter your checking account information, and they send you direct deposit.
Okay, so
I delivered for 2 days.
Why, if I called them right now or at Deputy Doc, what are they going to say? I find it hard to believe Grubhub, and you made the orders, you delivered them, however the app works, why aren't they paying you?
I didn't finish signing up my checking account before I delivered. They said, it's okay, you could do that after. So I put my checking account information in. Okay. Then they said, your account number is too small, your bank is too small, we need this documentation. So they wanted it there.
Did you get all of that done? Did you get them all the true banking information?
I did. I kept sending them information over and over, and everything had a problem.
Monica, I'm going to try to.
Didn't have a bank stamp.
I want you to listen to this question and answer it. I'm going to ask you the same question again. If we call them right now on your behalf and we get through to somebody, which we will, that can actually look into the system and see everything, what are they going to tell us? Are they going to say, hey, she still hasn't set up her bank account? What are they going to say?
They might say that, but they've sent me partial payment, and then they said the rest was going to come because it was a different pay period.
How did you get the partial payment? Through the same bank account you have now with them?
They sent me a check. I asked them to cut me a check, and I would no longer deliver because this was too much of a hassle.
Okay. How much do they owe you?
$86, $87. They sent me the first portion of what I worked, and then that was the remaining balance, and they said it was a different pay period.
Deputy Doc, I hate to even do this to you, but let's find a rep from Grubhub. You did it. You got through. You cut through all the crap with cons. Let's find a rep and just have them send her a check for whatever is owed, if anything is owed. I just don't know. So, Monica, here's what you got to do. You're going to give Daphne all your information, okay? And we'll make a call over there. We probably have an angel over at Grubhub, or soon we will have one. So, Monica, hold tight. Please get that information, Daph. 303-713-8255. Becky, what's going on with you? Becky.
Hi, thanks for helping. I live in California. I listen on your podcast.
I'm sorry.
And I've had lots of help. And I wish I live in Colorado because I learned so much from you guys.
Hey, where do you live? Where do you actually live in California?
San Jose.
Okay. It is a nice area, though. I wouldn't want to live in California. Aren't the taxes really high? I mean, I know they are, but do you feel it every day?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not great, but we've lived here so long and our family's from here, it's just hard to...
Yeah, it's hard to move.
What's the homeless situation like in San Jose?
Good question, Doc. Is there a lot of homeless? A lot of homeless camps?
It's quite a bit, especially along freeways. They just kind of move in along the freeways. And
yeah, I dig. All right, well, what's going on with you? It says something was hacked.
Well, my daughter, who's in her early 30s, she actually has been going to school in China. She actually came home right before COVID, so she's been here because they won't let her go back there. But so she's been home, and she's been going to school there for a few years, and she has no real credit. I mean, she's never got a credit card or anything. And so when she was home, she wanted to try to get a credit card, so she tried to apply somewhere. At the same time, we got a letter from the IRS that basically said someone was trying to use her Social Security number to get unemployment.
Oh, wow.
So obviously someone hacked her Social Security number. And the problem we have now, the bottom line is she can't even go to a place and have a credit report run because they ask her those questions. Which of these streets did you live on?
Yep.
When did you close this account?
Nope, I understand. So hold on. I know how to take care of this. In fact, I'll explain it. I got to take a quick break, but hold on, Monica. I know exactly what you need to do. It might not be the answer you guys want to hear, but it will work, so hold tight.
here. 1 minute till Mile High State Planning and Paragon Service.
That's jeez.
Mile High State is long, and Paragon, you know, short.
Ski in the morning and Dan Caplis in the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
A bunch of new crashes coming in just the past few minutes. Most of them accidents on I-25. One northbound I-25 at the 128th Avenue Bridge, quickly backing things up from 420th. Also a crash on southbound I-25 under I-70, that's backing things up to 58th. Sounds like there's another crash further south on the southbound side approaching Colfax, and also a report of one on the northbound side just past Spear. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon, a high in the mid-90s, a cool off to the low 60s overnight tonight. Mostly sunny tomorrow for your Tuesday with a high in the low 80s. Sunny and 88 on Wednesday. It's 89 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
All right, Mark, here we go. Mile High State Planning Law in about 10 seconds.
EY prepare and file your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no-obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
You know, I love talking about people I use. Right now, Suzanne and I are using Blake Harris. He's an attorney at law, of course, and he always does free consultations. But Blake is really cool, and here's what he does for you. He will protect your assets and protect your legacy. What do I mean by that? Well, when you die, you want to pass things on. You want different people to get different things. You might want to set up a trust. You might just need a simple will. Blake Harris can do it all. He can form the trust. He can do revocable, irrevocable. He can dissolve a trust that's already there. He can do a living trust. I think you get the idea. The guy knows how to do trust. He can also do prenups and postnups. There's lots of things that are in his wheelhouse, but basically I want you to remember this. Protect your legacy. This guy will also do a FaceTime, a Skype, or a Zoom with you. If you want to just talk and get an idea, he does flat rate pricing. You can call him up and go, you know, these are the kind of assets we have, the kind of property, how much to get this all put together. He'll give you a price, a flat rate price, so you know exactly how much it's going to be. The other thing that's really, really cool about this guy is his pricing is very, very fair. Asset protection from creditors, from lawsuits. Think about it. Depending on how much you're worth is how much he can protect you. Here's a number, 720-924-6171. He's helping us out now with some stuff for my parents, and he's doing a great job. You're going to love working with this guy. Blake Harris, Mile High Estate Planning, 720-924-6171.
Hi, Rick Eldon. Right now, and we'll give you all of this.
He's kind of
free.
semi-retiring,
Edelman
but
Financial Engines at 888-PLAN-RIC, and we'll give you a free retirement review by phone or video. We'll look at your situation and your investment portfolio and tell you what you need to do.
You know, the best deal on buying stuff is Costco. They just don't sell everything.
Like you through every financial crisis.
And you don't know what they're going to have week to week.
10 seconds till Paragon Services.
But, I mean, literally, if you buy, well, I don't know how the appliances work, but if you buy a toaster there or a Keurig coffee maker and you're unhappy with it in 2 years. All right, let's talk about Paragon Services. You know how much Matt got me, and I'm not kidding. I'm sitting in the house right now where he helped me out. My insurance company, I forget which insurance company I had at the time for my homeowners, but they said I didn't have enough damage. You know what Matt said? He's a public adjuster. He owns Paragon. He came out here. Here's the bottom line. Matt got me over $60,000. They said no damage. He got me $60,000. You get that? Now, if you've had a claim in the last 12 months, let's say it was a hail claim or a wind claim, and they replaced your roof, I bet you anything, your insurance company owes you more money. You don't have to open up a new claim. It's like getting free money. I'm going to give you Matt's number. You call him up. He's going to look at the claim that you did. He's going to come out and he's going to find all the stuff the insurance company didn't want to pay you on. I'll give you an idea of one. Do you know if you've had 2 or 3 different contractors out there? To give you an idea, let's say you had windows done, a roof done, and a tree died. So you had to have a landscaper out because of a hailstorm. That's 3 different people. Most homeowners policies pay an additional 10% to you because you've got to manage the 3 people. This guy will get you money that you deserve because when you got your policy, it spells out what you're supposed to get. But unfortunately, as we know, insurance companies could care less. If you have had a claim in the last 12 months, do me a favor, call them up right now, set an appointment. There's no money up front. There's no money at all. In fact, if he doesn't get you more money, you don't pay him a cent. 719-726-0020. 719-726-0020.
Very few things to a man's psyche than not performing in the bedroom.
Have you used Matt?
Even if he can perform, it's just not like it used to be. This is Jeff with the Rocky.
I guarantee I missed probably 15 grand on our old house. I just know we did.
Oh, I did too.
The last time you
just never know. These insurance companies come out and you just believe them.
Thousands of men in the front range.
You're happy because they're going to get you a new roof and it's only going to cost you $1,000.
The treatments we use.
You're so happy. Why complain? Why would I complain? It's a new roof.
Not only that, you think the roofer, if he hasn't done it before, is working for you to try to find everything. Because a lot of them say, oh, I can get you paint and everything.
Let us help you make the last time ED ruined your intimacy the last time that
I tell people,
for just $99, you'll get a consult, blood work, and a medically advised test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call us today at 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Oh, there's a public adjuster that called up. I tell people, I'll guarantee you can get double a month. They don't owe me anything. Now that's just the dumbest thing ever.
Double what?
You can get double for what the insurance will give you, or you don't pay anything.
I think that's a good idea.
I'll bet you
that shows you how bad these people are, though.
Well, I'll bet you there's a big catch in there. Because Matt has had some a couple times where the insurance company couldn't find anything extra. It's rare. Well, take it up on it. I'd go to Matt.
All you have to do is call 720-459. Do it today to take advantage of the best team and the latest technology.
What's the temperature out, Suzanne, and stuff? Because it's supposed to be 94 in Denver.
Not in Franktown, mister. We don't get that hot around here.
We're 10 degrees less than Castle Rock in general.
It's 86 right now.
October
It's about
16, 1972.
86 on my phone.
Denver is 88 right now.
85 to 90 out there.
That is a hot one.
But if that's in the sun, you know, it's pretty intense there all morning.
Back on about 25 seconds.
Never heard.
Did he indicate what was in the suitcase?
He said it was a bomb.
Listen to Missing in Alaska on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite shows.
Weekdays 2 to 4.
The Situation with Michael Brown.
Congressman Jerry Nadler calls Antifa imaginary. Seriously? Tell that to the business owners who shop with Rubik and Destroy. We'll talk.
All right, you're back.
All right, 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Don't forget help at troubleshooter.com. Now, let's get Becky back up. Becky called. Her daughter's Social Security number got stolen, and she doesn't really have any credit or anything. The issue became when they log in to see what's going on with it, she can't answer any of the challenge questions. In other words, like who was your first teacher, the first elementary school you went to, your first car, whatever questions the hacker actually set up they can't answer. Now, Becky, I was in a similar position, a little different but similar. I locked all my credit. Do you know what that is, a credit lock?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So I froze all my credit. And I put a permanent on because, honestly, a permanent one's free and you can take it off at any time. But the problem is they give you a very long code when you go to turn it back off. I mean, it could be 15 digits, it could be 10, I forget, but it's a very long code. And if you lose it, you're screwed. If you put the wrong one in too many times, you're screwed. And what I actually did is I got the two of them. I think I got TransUnion and one of the other ones
confused. So in other words, I'd go to TransUnion and I'm entering the code for the other one. So I put in the wrong code numerous times, and I locked myself out of both of them. Both of them. So now, in fact, here's what happened, though. I had to actually write them a letter, and I can, if you send me an email later, I'll send you the exact instructions. But your daughter's got to write a letter with her social, with her, and when I say write a letter, I don't mean an email. So they got to literally do a snail mail post office that's signed for. So you got to send a copy of your driver's license.
We were going to do that, but we just don't know where to send it. That's why we were going to do that. But we know where to send it.
I'll send you it because I've been through it. I'll send you exactly where to go. I don't have it up, but that's what you got to do. And here's what really sucks: it takes forever because like 1 million people, it seems, are in the same place. But man, that's got to be frustrating. You go to get a credit card and you can't do anything. I don't know. It sucks. But that's it. I'll send you that. Yeah. Daphne, grab all of her information. Just give her my email, Daphne. You can email me directly, and I'll get you that information.
So,
go ahead.
Did she send, like, any copies of anything to show it's her? Because
I'll send you the.
That's why you can't log into them.
I'll send you the instructions of what you need to send. You're gonna. It's actually a form, and then I'll just send it to you. It's not that hard, but like I said, what sucks is it takes so freaking long. That's the main problem with it. But you got to get on it. It's one of these things that's easy not to get on, unless if she's trying to buy a house or something's going on. But she's got to get this handled. I mean, who knows what these people have done, right? It's amazing. I wonder how the IRS knew that it wasn't her using it. Did they tell you in the letter they sent you?
Well, they actually sent us a letter and said they gave us a PIN for her to apply. And actually, we are in touch with our local rep because they actually helped my husband get out of an issue with, we actually got his actual IRS account hacked. And they helped us get that figured out 2 years ago. But she works for the government. She works for our representative, but she says she doesn't have as much clout when it comes to not government. So that's why. But she is going to check with the IRS to see if she can find out what they know, if they know the person's name or something. So she's checking on that. They just said that someone cut her unemployment.
Here's the weird part. Imagine this. I've always thought about this. So you're here illegally and you grab someone's Social Security number. You know, sometimes it's a dead person, sometimes it's a live person, like in your case. So let's say they did get it, the IRS didn't flag it, and those people made $80,000 a year, and they're W-2, and they're paying Uncle Sam out of their paycheck. Your daughter would actually be getting credit for all the work someone else did. It's kind of weird that way, isn't it?
I know, it's true.
It's crazy. Anyhow, hold tight. Daphne, get her information, please. Please, please, please. Chad's got a comment on Best Buy. Oh, hold on, Chad, you're up next.
All right, you're clear.
Don't worry, he heard you. He knows he's up next.
Anybody?
Revive water-saving fertilizer and soil.
Yeah, you got to fix it 24/7 and become the banker coming up.
3rd and 28th Avenue Bridge has been cleared. Still some residual slowing on that northbound stretch from 84th, but things are improving. And a crash on southbound I-25 under I-70 also moved out of the way, but still sluggish from the I-76 interchange. And some slowing on eastbound 270 through Commerce City. Road work reported through there. And your typical volume slowing on the westbound side of 270 as well. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon, a high in the mid-90s. We'll cool off to the low 60s overnight tonight. And then tomorrow for your Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high in the low 80s. It's 88 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
All right, 15 seconds. Fix it 24/7. It is short.
To have the greenest lawn in your neighborhood while saving water and money. Revive's unique formula of powerful wetting agents, soil conditioners, and nutrients makes your lawn greener with less water. Use Revive. It works.
You know what I love about Fix It 24/7? Check this out. Get a licensed, insured, and background check HVAC tech or plumber to your house for just $39. They'll troubleshoot that air conditioner. They'll check it out. They'll give you a price right up front. Only $39. If you have any issues with that air conditioner or that furnace once winter comes, I'm telling you, you're not going to get a better deal. $39 to get a technician out there to let you know what's going on, and then they'll give you a very straightforward pricing. They'll tell you how much it is, and that's how much it's going to be. And these guys are really good. George has owned this company for over 20 years. You know, he's just a good guy. I don't know how else to put it. Write this number down, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939, or check out fixmyhome.com.
Hey,
30 seconds until Become the Banker. It is also a short one.
Welcome to podcast. I want to introduce you
All right,
to
Doc,
two of
I'm
the most
definitely
important
talking to you in a
women in my
minute.
life.
No
One
problem.
is Gammy.
About what?
She's really old school.
I never wanted you to
COVID.
be in that situation, like not date Will at all.
And then we have my daughter, Willow.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds. Become the Banker. Short.
Listen to the Red Table Talk podcast presented by Facebook Watch and Westbrook Audio on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, if you've been watching your 401k or anything tied to the stock market go up, down, all around, but ultimately it's been lower since COVID, of course, you should diversify. It's time to check out this product. BecomeTheBanker.org is their website, but I'm going to give you a different website where you can check out Tom Martino interviewing Joe and asking all about this product so you understand it. But it's a guaranteed 4% on your money. Yes, it's not 20 or 30% like you might make in some stocks, but it doesn't go down 20 or 30%. It's a solid 4% investment. Sometimes it can be higher, but it's a guarantee. Just go check out this video. Ready? BecomeTheBanker.info. Check it out right now. It's quick, it's to the point, and then if you have any questions, you can do a webinar or you can do a seminar. Absolutely free. BecomeTheBanker.info. BecomeTheBanker.info. BecomeTheBanker.info.
Individual rates are clear, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions not available in all areas.
Did you end up doing
one?
one?
Business, you know that dealing with workers' comp insurance can be tedious and costly.
Did you do
Pi Insurance?
oh no, you were going to do my bank.
John Swigert is here with me to tell us how. At Pi, we saw that small businesses
What do you mean?
better
Well, it
ways.
takes a long time talking about that loan.
We built Pi Insurance from the ground
I mean,
up.
it's just a long time.
We
Yeah,
made
it's a
getting
long
workers'
process
comp
of
a
going through
no-brainer
stuff.
with
Like I
simple
say,
online shopping.
Especially
Best of all, we're helping them save up to 30%. And the reviews say it all. That's right. Pi Insurance is rated excellent on Trustpilot by our customers. They tell us we're fast, affordable, and easy to work with. Thanks, John. The bottom line here is that if you run a small business, you can say goodbye to expensive, complicated workers' comp.
Just
and
actually,
next generation
tell Mallory.
small business insurance.
Tell Mallory you just
So
need a
why
basic
don't you see if
P&L?
Pi can save you up to 30%? Check your rate today
like
at
it.
PieInsurance.com.
I have no
That's
idea.
PIEInsurance.com.
If you still not refinance your mortgage, we'll send
Did you do your taxes yet? I got mine done.
No, I got to get down there, Mike.
Yeah, you do.
Now.
I told you I'm getting $5 grand back. I'm getting back.
I assure you I'm getting
In fact, like
Ooh, it's $149.
you know, you do. I do need that 1099 from
What did
You didn't
Mallory
get it?
say?
No, I got it from you, but from Major.
No, from
well,
me.
Leave it.
We got to get him one from Leadbit.
And that's why he just
I'll
wrote,
put it
I
on
gave
my
him the
list.
numbers. I gave him the numbers. It's just that if I get.
Can I just generate one, like, and print it and give it to him, Mark? Not this second, but this week.
Yeah, I think so. Right in QuickBooks.
I mean, I don't need it. I just need it for my records.
It's the biggest no-brainer.
Okay.
You know, in case something gets audited or whatever. I told Mallory.
Let me put that on my list, Daniel. Dan, Leibin,
Yes, you do.
1099.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Something
Mallory's
else
so.
I needed to
God,
This
he's
is an
such a good
advertisement
guy.
paid on attorney spokesperson Ricky
Mallory?
O'Brien in Massachusetts.
Funny guy.
Circle Out
I
Law
played
LLC,
poker
Chestnut
a
Hill,
lot,
Mass.
yeah.
Paul J. Morgan, Winter
Oh, he's a
Park,
great
Lake County, New
accountant.
Jersey. Michael Bro Gonzalez.
you know
The
Mal,
business
huh?
owner,
He thinks so.
responsibility.
He says, me and Mark are cut from the same cloth.
Is that what he said?
We're cut from the same
If you know what
cloth.
mesothelioma is, you or someone
Mallory,
you know has
I was
already been
looking
affected by
I
this
was talking to him
devastating
about a half hour
cancer. You may be
after
entitled to compensation.
Oh, he's a yacker, man.
1-800-73.
You got Betty, Betty with what color hair will she have today?
Purple, pink.
Thousands of U.S. veterans and trade workers are at risk for the disease. Nearly
I like
$40 billion in court-ordered
I don't remember. And Bob is like, man, is he a square. Bob is a square, man. Wouldn't you say Bob is the squarest dude ever?
Yeah.
He's the opposite of Mallory, but he's like,
You
he's
never
his
met
son.
Bob?
Bob's his son-in-law.
Daniel, did you see the lawn sign?
Yeah, it's his partner. But like Mallory's the big thinker, and then Bob is the guy that puts the nuts and bolts together to get it there.
These are bonsai. I started them from seeds.
Wow.
Isn't
You know
that
how
cool?
long makers take to do a real bonsai?
Years.
Yep.
I'll probably be 90.
How'd you get a seed from a bonsai?
Alright, back in about
My
30
sister sent
seconds.
me a kit for my birthday back in February, so I started those in February.
It's either that or a chia pet.
No interest, no payments financing available. Schedule your
Those
roofing
chia
solar
pets.
siding quote by visiting
Well, you can shave them off, right?
metrobuilds.com.
That's metrobuilds.com.
I don't know if I'm going to get an Asian hat when I'm ready.
10 seconds.
You can get a free chia pet. You just put an old piece of cheese on your counter.
Dan Countless in the afternoon.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices.
All right, 303-713-8255. Chad has a comment on Best Buy and price matching. What is it, Chad?
Best Buy, I'm trying to turn off my stupid. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Best Buy will match any. They'll match Amazon, Walmart, any of those. But more importantly, here in Denver, Micro Center does that as well.
I love Micro Center.
And so I love Micro Center too. And if you didn't know that they match Amazon, if you can find the same product there, it's great. And they're really good customer service, and they're local. And
I spend a lot of money.
And by the way, thanks for.
I spend a lot of freaking money with that Micro Center. That place is a big toy store, man. I'll tell you the other one.
It is.
I'll tell you the other one I like, but I could almost kill them over something that happened, is that Harbor Freight. That stupid Harbor Freight, man, they have got the craziest stuff for so little money. I mean, like, where else can you buy, like, a full-blown jackhammer for, like, $9 or something? But it's crazy. But I bought some straps there to hold my motorcycle on. And all of a sudden, during our trip, man, I've got this guy in a Jeep Wrangler, like, waving me down. Finally, he pulls in front of me and starts slowing, and then I realize he's trying to communicate with me. So he pulls off. We're on I-70, right about Idaho Springs. One of the stupid straps I bought from Harbor Freight broke. The actual gear set. Oh, my God, a $15 strap. Well, okay, there was like 12 of them for $15, but whatever. Let me tell you, don't buy straps from Harbor Freight, but I bought one of their generators that seems okay, a Predator.
Don't buy cheap stuff, Mark.
Yeah, I don't like Best Buy, though. I don't care if they match pricing or not. I've never liked Best Buy. I just don't. I think it's an old model. It's not going to be around long. It's just not. They need to change. They kind of like Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster? Blockbuster was the biggest thing on the planet for a while. These guys were rolling in the dough. They didn't see those stupid little red boxes coming. They did not see it. And if you recall, originally it was Netflix. For you younger generation, Netflix, you used to pay not even that, $10, $20 a month, and they would snail mail you unlimited videos. So you could watch it, send it back, and have your new one shipped. You could have 3 or 4 out at a time, but that's how Netflix started. And then, of course, it's become what we know now. But Blockbuster was there first. Blockbuster, and that's what I'm afraid of with Best Buy. They're just not going to be around. They're not changing. Doc, Suzanne and I are going to get our test to see if we had COVID, the antibody test, right after the show. It's a blood test. We'll know in a couple days. My question, and I realize no one really knows anything. It seems to me no one really knows anything about COVID. I mean, that's how strange this thing is.
Well, they know. They just don't know how long the antibody protection lasts yet.
Well, that's just it. So if I did have it, and we do have antibodies, do I simply not have to worry about it anymore in general?
For the time being, you don't have to worry about it.
So I can go out and do whatever and not have to worry about giving it to people and not have to worry about getting it.
That seems to be the consensus. But I just want one thing. If anybody is really interested in COVID, there's a great site on YouTube. It's called MedCram, MEDCRAM. And they go over the latest information on the COVID every day.
So they constantly update it.
It's a great site. It'll give you all the data.
What is it called again?
MedCram, MEDCRAM.
We should have...
If they say something, they will give you a direct link. So if you want to, you can read the article in the journal that's peer-reviewed.
I'm really hoping we had it. I mean, the only thing is I can't think of when it would have been. I can't think not feeling good. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, but it's to the point where, you get a headache and you're going, oh, no, do I have COVID? Or you stub your toe and you're like, oh, no, do I have COVID? Well, maybe not the toe. Clayton, what's going on with you? Clayton, you're up.
Yeah. You familiar with the Global Grant Fund?
The Global Grant Fund? No, but it sounds fake. I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, I had a person that I befriended on Facebook, and we started talking on Messenger, and next thing I know, I get the feeling that I'm in the middle of a scam job. So I went and checked it out with Google, and they said scam.
Was it a woman?
I talked to the local law
Was it
enforcement,
a woman?
and they said there's nothing.
Was it a woman? I'm trying to figure out why you would just start talking to somebody on Facebook. I've always wondered.
No,
so
they
why?
hack a friend's account, so it looks like it's coming from a friend of his.
Well, hold on. What happened, Clayton? How did they reach out to you? Did you think it was someone you knew? Someone with the same interest, maybe? A same
that
group?
I was acquainted with through some other folks, yes.
Okay, but it was a pure scam. So how can we help you? You got scammed.
Well, I didn't get scammed, but I'm wanting to just put it out there for people that are.
And what's it called again? Give me that name. That name sounds horrible. It sounds like the Human Fund.
Global Grant Fund.
Global Grant. Yeah, it does. It sounds like the Human Fund, a place for humans. All right, folks, listen, live at Troubleshooter.com, help at Troubleshooter.com. Don't forget, 303 Martino works on and off the air. We're going to be here tomorrow fighting for you, trying to go after the bad guys, doing everything we can to make your life better. My name's Mark Major, and this is the Troubleshooter Network.
What happens is
Later, guys.
They say it's a text from a friend of theirs, and they got, oh, I sent away $10, I got $100 back. And then they scam them that way.
See y'all.
All right, they're going to go.